So you were talking about the numbers, just because we went off on it with Indiana Jones franchise and like the Star Wars franchise. Now we're on to the Crow franchise,
Hmm.
and we had referenced like reboots and like even Back to the Future. I personally don't think it needs a reboot at all. I
Mm-mm.
love it. There's part of me be like, yeah, it'd be neat to see it, to see what they did with it, but I don't think you're really doing the characters justice because they, of course, they can't do it.
The
You
No,
know,
the
they,
I
only
don't. I don't. I don't
the
think you can
only
get a better duo than Christopher Lloyd and
and if you did, it would just be
Michael
someone
J.
trying
Fox.
to do the same thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
it'd just be like a bad impression or something not even close. Like
You want
totally
you want
different to where it's like insulting.
Right. Hence to where we're going to talk about the trailer. So I'll get to that too.
Well, we may have some differing opinions on that.
Well, that's why you have
But
more than
hey,
one person. It's not just yours. It's not just your opinion, man.
well,
We
see,
all want to know.
that's the thing about the franchise. This franchise in particular is there's just so much toxicity, and
You're talking about Transformers.
yes,
yeah.
I'm tired of the toxicity between people who go. The gatekeeping is more my thing that I hate. It's like, oh, you like this, you're not a real fan. You can't like this. That's not Transformers.
Let me say something. All right. I like Transformers. I like Star Wars. Indiana Jones. I like Harrison Ford. So when you try and do something different than what I'm used to with Harrison Ford, I'm not a fan of it. If you like it, am I saying you're not a fan? No. You just have a different opinion. There's just things I don't care for. Like we talked about before, like what was it, Shia LaBeouf or whatever his name is. Them trying to put him in to take over. If they had done it, I would not have been a fan of it. I just don't see it. I mean, he might be very talented actor. He might have hit it off, nailed it, and everything, and they made millions of dollars at the box office, whatever. But it would be hard for me. You would have to really impress me to change my opinion of Indiana Jones because I have a single mindset on that. Which
Well, no, it's
get it.
just one of those things that those movies are so iconic you can't see anyone else but
Right.
Harrison Ford as Henry Jones.
You can throw back to Star Wars. All right, well, let's just cast someone else as Luke Skywalker, or Princess Leia, or Han, or Lando. You can't.
I mean, at least there's some actors that look a lot like Luke at that time. One in particular that a lot of people were wanting.
I get it, but I wouldn't. I think what they did was better than just recasting.
Yeah, the CGI Luke.
I can overlook it, and trust me. I mean, the technology got so much better. It was good, but I want Mark Hamill in that role. I can't see anyone else. I just can't.
We'll get Sebastian Stan to play Luke. His evil doppelganger. Luke with two U's.
What was that called? Shadows of the Empire series.
I think so. I'm not
the whole
super...
Luke clone and Grand Admiral Thrawn and all that.
Heir to the Empire.
I saw it in. I read it in comics, and it was neat. It talked about Luke's hand and his lightsaber and what happened to that, and all this, that, and the other, and how blah 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 blah. I get it. Neat. Now you put that in a movie, and I'd watch it. You put that in a movie without Mark Hamill, not so much. Not so much. I would rather have just Mark Hamill just be in there doing the voice and everything and them doing that deep fake than I would them just Sebastian Shaw just going with it or Stan, whatever it is. And having him do it. They look a lot
I'm
like,
pretty sure that was Kevin Bacon in X-Men.
Huh?
Sebastian Shaw. Wasn't that
that was
Kevin Bacon's character?
X-Men. I'm sorry, I got too many franchises flipping around.
It's like me. It's like me with any topic. I've got like any topic gets brought up. Oh, there's a keyword in that. Let me bring this up.
And then something else comes up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But lots of.
So yeah, I get it. Franchises are great. You keep it going. All this and the other. Don't lose the original idea from the original franchise, but I understand that you also have to adapt, which is what we're going to talk about today.
Yep, for sure. And speaking of which, why don't we introduce ourselves, starting with you, Alan?
I am your local advocate for the live action movies, and I am Werewolf Finder, Werewolf Finder on YouTube, and Werewolf Finder Gaming on YouTube as well.
Brett?
Mega Must Make a Toy fan, and I just like to express opinions,
even if they're wrong. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Hey, knock it off.
I'm Dalton. You can find me everywhere at Daltanian95. If you ever want to watch any of my videos, I mean, they're here on this channel, so I can shamelessly plug because it's my show.
Some of them are actually very funny.
Whether that's intentional or not, I cannot confirm nor deny.
It's actually funnier when you don't mean to do it, but that's okay.
I mean, that's usually the case for anybody, is it not? But we should be having someone else join us soon. Mike is on his way home. Joe, unfortunately, couldn't make it this week. So, but hopefully he's watching, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he'll post something in the chat saying, "Shut up, Dalton." I don't know. I kind of expect it at this point, but
could be.
I kind of want to wait for Mike to get here to go over some of this new stuff to get some of his opinions, because I don't know. I don't know.
Well, let's see how far out he is. Did you message him?
He says he's fixing to be home, so I mean, he could be here any minute.
Shoot, my friend, in my realm, that fixing to be home could be anything from a few minutes to like 30.
True.
Yeah.
Fix.
But, did anyone get anything this week? How about that?
What?
Did anyone get anything this week? How about that? How would we do that?
Yeah. I think you picked a bad week.
I did manage to score a nice little animated lot off of eBay.
Nice.
Had actually, hold on. Let me bring up it's. Dang it! They're all in the other room too.
Of course they are.
Guys, man, one of the things I got in the other room too, but I really don't want to show it on camera because my hair's a mess and I'm at a weird. My camera's pointing up at a weird angle, so it's going to emphasize it.
Oh no! Let's see. What was in that lot? In this lot was a was it the? It's all animated, right? It's Black Bumblebee, the Deluxe Optimus Prime, Sentinel Prime, Rodimus Prime, RC, and Safeguard. And I scored that. And I scored that lot for $162.
Nice.
That's not bad.
Oh,
and especially since I saw that Safeguard can go from anywhere between like.
Safeguard was what I was thinking of, yeah.
Huh?
I said Safeguard was what I was thinking of. That's like one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, because
price-wise.
Yeah, because I saw
Rodimus too.
Yeah, was it Safeguard alone could go from in between 80 to 100 by himself? I'm like, holy fuck! And then RC's going for like 50 to 60, and then Rodimus is going for between like 40 and 60. I'm like, God bless it! Holy whoa!
Well, let me ask you something. So I like the animated. I love that, the whole aesthetics and everything. So when they redid Prowl, I had to get it, and it's like I don't get a lot of the newer figures. And have you guys picked this figure up, right?
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, you can put this figure in any pose, and it's solid. The only complaint I would ever have on it is I think the ankle tilts are a little loose for the weight, but that's an easy fix.
For me, it's the shurikens.
they're okay.
The fact that they don't work the way they're supposed to, like they get hung up on themselves.
What do you mean? Let me see.
Like when you try to twist it right, it is some of it sometimes gets stuck or doesn't go all the way, or only one moves.
Mine. Let me try the other one. That one worked just fine.
I wonder if it's just a QC thing with mine. Maybe when I get Chromia, which I can't wait to get her. Like,
nope.
That she wears that mold really well.
Yeah.
Both of mine work perfectly.
Huh.
They snap into the legs just fine. They extend just fine. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Weird.
Yours. It might just be this might be, yeah, this might be your copy issue thing.
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait. I'm really hoping that instead of what they did with the original when they did the samurai version, just give us the head-on.
Well, I mean, DNA put out one.
Did they?
Yeah, I don't know if it's available. Like, their stuff is selling out super quick nowadays, and some of their upgrades lately have just been disappointing for some people. Like the Rise of the Beast Prime upgrade has been disappointing for people. What else did they do?
I would definitely pick up a samurai, prowl upgrade kit, because when I was collecting the animated, when they came out with that, I bought that figure and I was like, this is so much neater. It's just cool. The blade and the shoulder pads and all that, and it's just neat. If they can
check out
to this figure to where it can be the side card still, and still, look close to the original, I'd love it.
I'd check out some reviews on it because I can't remember what the consensus on it was. I can't remember. I haven't watched it since I watched Thief versus Thief review it.
So Chomper just made an appearance. It's my German Shepherd. He came in, sniffed, and didn't care for what we were talking about and left.
My cat is over here crying at the door because my cats are not allowed in my office.
But as far as like legacies,
Chomper's 100 pounds. He kind of goes wherever he wants. You shut a door, he'll knock it over. He doesn't care. So if he wants to come in, he comes in.
Be like that German Shepherd in Fallout 4 that follows you everywhere.
I kid you not.
I like that show, by the way. It was really good.
Me too.
I kid you not. My roommate is playing Fallout 4 as we speak.
I've started it.
I've never played the video game. I know nothing about it, but I did sit down and watch the series. And just for a series in and of itself, it was very enjoyable.
I was just gonna say, like the Fallout franchise is definitely one of those franchises in general where just the plot and the setting would make good for almost anything. Like really good video games, really good TV show. It's
it really is one of those ones where you don't have to know the background or anything. You just jump right into it, and it's like, this is enjoyable. This is neat. I like it.
You just need the basic of the only thing you really need to know is that it's a 1950s retrospective of nuclear fallout, and that's it.
Yeah, but
and set in the future of 2077.
Right, but you could tell when they started it at the beginning how they set, and if you know anything about history, you could see how they were dressed, how they were talking, this, that, and you're like, okay, I can see where this is set. Not to mention knowing what was going on during that time. So even someone that didn't know that, watching that series, you figured it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which makes it enjoyable. So now there might be some Easter eggs and stuff like that from the game or whatever that I missed, but it didn't detract from the enjoyment of the show. So,
yeah. We'll watch everyone now getting their own Pit Boys.
I still need to watch like the first episode.
I've been what?
Fallout.
You didn't watch it?
You haven't watched any of it?
No, not yet.
I see. You watch Has-Been Hotel, Day of Dross, but don't even have time for Fallout. I see how it is.
Well, to be honest with you, I was looking through. I have so many. What was that on? That wasn't Netflix? That was
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay, and I watch like a lot of horror movies, stuff like that. And all of a sudden this thing popped up, and I was like, I like zombies, I like apocalypse and everything. Maybe it's like that. So I clicked on it, and I went in there with no expectations other than just to be entertained. And I binge watched it because it was that good.
So are all episodes available right now, or is it dropping weekly?
Yeah, it dropped them all at once.
First season.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm gonna mute. The dogs are going nuts. But yeah, it's just first season.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they were gonna pull a Has Been Hotel and just do a couple of drops, or just like the whole thing. So
No, yeah, it was the whole thing all at once, and then season 2 has already been greenlit.
I mean, I saw that. I saw the news that that got greenlit like really damn fast. Yeah, that's
Well,
what
and
that's actually the big
I'm not
reason.
going to spoil anything, but I'm kind of excited to see where it's going based on the ending.
That's actually the biggest reason why I haven't watched it yet. It's because I wanted for all the episodes to drop so I can just
Binge it.
just binge it.
It's
now
good.
Now I just have to get my friend my friend's login again. Because he came over, logged into my Xbox, so I could watch Has Been at the house.
Well, then, if you've seen Invincible, you'll recognize at least one voice of one of the characters.
I'm gonna say
I was
something.
just say Walton Goggins.
I'm gonna say something blasphemous. I refuse to watch Invincible.
What the? Why?
I like the brutality of it. I just don't want.
But it's such a good show though.
Like I see it being brutal just for the sake of being brutal. And I already saw like a couple of videos breakdowns of like the species of who Invincible is, and like, yeah, the writer's just making them brutal just for the sake of being brutal. I'm not. No, it's an instant turn off. Because like, oh, they're super hard to kill, and then it's like, cool, that'd be one thing if that'd be that that's cool for one thing, but then to go, oh yeah, but then he basically kills the Justice League and like he's ripping them in half, and I was like, yeah, you guys are just making this gory and brutal just so you can market it as PG-13.
I mean, it's the creator of Walking Dead, so of course it's going to be. And I think The Boys too. I can't remember if there's like anything related to The Boys with it.
Oh, that's another show I refuse to watch.
I haven't watched it yet either. I think like live action gore, nah, but animated I'm fine with.
It's become I'm noticing a trend when it comes to a bunch of these like oh yeah, it's superheroes but gory, and like you can
oh god, look what the cat dragged in.
but
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Satan's Lock. I'm your host. Oh, sorry.
but,
So we got everyone. There you go. You don't see that on his face.
Fashionably late.
What were you talking about gore and
Invincible?
yeah,
I haven't watched it yet.
I really liked it.
Everyone says it's really good. I just haven't gotten around to watching it. Oh, God, the dogs. So, yeah, to me, even if you look at like the Marvel, how if you look at way back, like Spider-Man and all that, there wasn't as much, not really gore, but like blood, and there's more in the ones we get now. To me, realism, that's all I care for, and you say realism in comic books, what are you talking about? People are flying and stuff like that. I get that, but as a fan, there's things you can accept, and there's things that you don't. Excuse me. It's like the old saying, you can accept that a person can fly, but you can't accept that no one can recognize him because he has glasses on. Yeah, I accept that. Does it make sense? Well, not really, but yeah. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, after a certain point of like, it's called. Well, what is it called? There's a term for it. Crap, I forgot the term.
You can dummy it down. We're good to it.
Snap! I can't.
And I couldn't hear anything because I had to step away. I guess we got one more person joining us, possibly.
Not realism, but like I guess I cannot remember the. Oh my god, I cannot remember the term. But basically, it's like every time you present a piece of fiction to somebody, there is a stretch of like there's like a bar
Well,
of
there's
just how
this,
much of ridiculousness they're able to accept within this reality that you're setting up.
well, there's an expectation of fantasy,
Yeah,
but there's also the core, lore and expectation. You know, I'll give you a good example. If you told me in the next movie, and it's going to happen, by the way, that Captain America flies, I'd be like, Captain America doesn't fly. But
yeah,
Sam does. I get
Yep.
that. Okay, you made that leap. I get it. I'm sorry, but growing up, Wonder Woman did not fly, and it's why she had the invisible jet, guys. And then all of a sudden, she can fly.
Here she comes in Justice League, the animated series.
Right. And I'm like, so Justice League was kind of tough for me because I was like, these are, I don't get it. I didn't get it. Even like Martian Manhunter changed how he was. In the comics, Martian Manhunter always had the guise of a human.
Yeah, named it was pretty much just his regular Martian name, right? It was just John Jones instead of John Jones.
Right. Well, I can even get with that that, but the fact that most of the comic he was in human form, and now if you watch Justice League, he looks like he does.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
like,
I mean,
okay, I get it, because when you do stuff like that and you aim it towards children, you have to put it to something they can relate to. That's a person that I can understand. That's a person, a character that I can relate to or identify easily. When you start putting the guises on them and this, that, and the other, it makes it a little more difficult.
well then, what wasn't it the same way with Thor in the original comics? Like he was a human that was given the powers of Thor.
yeah.
Donald Blake.
Because I remember them referencing that in the first Thor movie, and now that I know it, I got pointed out like, oh,
they gave him the name Donald Blake as a a name tag or whatever.
yeah, just a random name tag.
The original Thor, he is crippled, and he walks with a cane, and he goes to reach for his cane. I'm really dumbing this down and shortening it, but it turns out it is, I guess it's pronounced Mjolnir.
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 And,
or just go the what's her name? And Darcy, Mia.
Mew Mew.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden he gets the powers, and then for me, and this is dating me, the first time I saw Thor was actually in the Incredible Hulk, the live action made for TV movie thing. And it was actually two separate people. There was a Donald Blake and there was a Thor. And Donald Blake could summon Thor.
Huh.
And a lot of people were like, and that's also, by the way, the first Daredevil too, which was horrible. But
was this like the Captain America movie with the rubber ears?
Not as bad. This was bad. And you're like, I could kind of get behind it because they wanted to do a spinoff with both of those. And I can get behind it, but it's not the lore. He turns into Thor. He doesn't summon Thor.
Mm-hmm.
But if you didn't know comics and you like the Hulk, you're like, oh, okay. But they tried to play that off, and it obviously didn't do well. And then they and that's the first time in my memory, that's the first time you saw Daredevil in an all black costume. It was way back then. Because they didn't really know how to do it. If we give this guy the big DD on the chest, by the way, they still need to do that, and give him the red costume and everything. I don't know. That's kind of satanic, and I don't know how that's going to work, and blah blah blah.
So the red yellow.
And even today, well, the yellow thing, and it was a throwback, and I get it, and that was during the She-Hulk. And I was okay with that. A lot of people, really dissed on the costume.
I like the costume.
And all I said was he still has to have a DD on on the chest.
Are you saying that Daredevil needs to have those double Ds?
Absolutely.
My
Well,
man.
I just said DD on the chest, and you didn't say anything. So I figured that we were going to be safe today, but I guess not.
Hey, this is my channel. I'm not worried about stasis luck or being safe or anything like that.
Are we being PG-13 or R or what?
A blend, PG lean, but if you drop an F-bomb here and there, I don't care.
All right, because if you do more than one F-bomb, then you got to be R. I'm just saying.
Well, we got one.
Oh, well, dog it.
Now we got two.
It's a dog it.
That's three.
No, but I was going to say, even with the new Daredevil coming out, he still doesn't have it. I mean, come on, guys.
See, okay, so this is where I can kind of add in a little bit. So I know of the comic books, but I don't know anything from the comic books. And
for which?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So, and from a creative and a designer's perspective, when it comes to a lot of the costumes in general, some costumes look good as a drawing, but in real life, when you start making the costumes, like, are you trying to make a cosplay of the comic book character, or are you trying to sell me that this can actually happen in the world that you're presenting? And
so,
as much as I know you're trying to defend the comic accuracy of the double D's on his chest, in like more of a more MCU atmosphere, why would a blind man need to put double D's and advertise that he's Daredevil on his chest when he's trying to be stealthy?
Because it's iconic.
What'd be funny is if they did it as like giant braille.
That would be better.
That'd be interesting.
Yes.
No, but everything's iconic, and that's the whole idea.
I know, but if they did it as braille, they could pass it off as like scales or whatever for the devil.
But I get that. But I mean, go back to the first Punisher, okay? Which I'm sorry, he did a great job. All right, the very first Punisher, and no, not the Dolph Lundgren fiasco.
Are we talking about the one from like 2005?
Welcome.
No. What's his name? I can't think of his name. Oh my god.
Who was the first?
Well, the first
Thomas Jane.
Huh?
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane. Thank you. So when Thomas Jane did it, and he was the actual second, Dolph Lundgren, unfortunately, was the first. When Thomas Jane did it, it wasn't until like halfway through that he got the skull on the shirt and all that, and that to me, I'm sorry, that's the Punisher. Okay, how did they take it over the top at the very end when they light all the cars on fire? And this big Punisher thing, that was a little much, but it goes back to what I said. It's an iconic symbol, and you got to keep with it. It's like Superman and the S, and I'm sorry, but Daredevil and the double D on his outfit.
Oh, we're talking about.
I think it needs to be there.
Oh yeah, we were talking about the same guy. No, it's not a 2005 movie. It was 2004. But yeah,
I knew. I couldn't remember when Dolph Lundgren did that horrible one. 1989. And the guy that came after for Warzone was I'm sorry, I hated it.
Ray Stevenson.
Yes.
No, I really enjoyed that 2004 movie. Like that, like out of all three of them that I've seen, like that
what's his name? John Bernthal. Until he reprised it, I'm sorry, Thomas Jane had it.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm going to sound real sacrilegious right now. I have not seen anything of the Punisher.
Well, now you know what you need to do.
Netflix one.
Yeah, basically, there's your curated list. Go watch the 2004 movie, and then go watch the Netflix, the new current version.
Exactly.
Basically.
Skip the Dolph Lundgren crap, and you can skip that Ray, whatever his name is, because it was not good.
Ray Stevenson.
Just jump.
Yeah. Just do the 2004 movie. And neat fact is that when you watch him fight Kevin Nash,
yes,
that not only was that fight good, but that wasn't a prop knife. That wasn't a prop knife he gets stabbed with. He gets
stabbed in real life.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that, and he just kind of like stood there and took it.
Yeah,
Laid it off, yeah.
that's why when you see Thomas's reaction of like, oh hell,
Yeah, he
that's
said, "Oh, I just messed up
yeah, and Kevin's just
because
like,
this guy's
oh.
going to kill me." Interesting fact on that. Also, watch. It's on YouTube. It's called Laundry Day.
Okay.
Okay, Laundry Day was a video put out not by quote unquote not by Thomas Jane, but it was his way of saying I can still do the Punisher. It's like 10 minutes long. But you're like, he can still do this. He can still be a viable Punisher. And this was before John Berthal came on and they redid it for Netflix. This was like in that little lull period where they were still trying to, they weren't going to do anything with the brand. They kept it. And, Thomas Jane's like, let's do it. I can do this. And someone, quote unquote, put this video out and it went viral.
Allegedly.
No, it didn't allegedly go viral. It went viral.
Well, no.
He,
the person in question allegedly.
it just went viral. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. It's good. It really is. And you even get Ron Perlman in it.
Oh wow. But so since we had two people just join us, what'd you guys get this week? Starting with Mike, and where can we find you?
Yeah, there you go.
Here.
About what I said.
Yeah, in our old age here. Actually, I just walked in the house and I got a package from Agabus that has the what is that called? The bridge set with Megatron.
Oh, the dramatic
Soundwave.
capture.
Yeah, I just got that. I just got it as soon as I walked in the house. It was here.
I can't wait for that shockwave. Like the purple on that is perfect.
Yeah, the only thing I've taken out so far is just the Soundwave. Not too crazy about Megatron. I also got the Starscream and Waspinator set versus Beast Wars set. I got that on Monday.
So what's funny about that set is I was talking to Matt about it, and I told him, well, if you want it to be accurate to the show, he needs to have the white helmet with the blue face. It's like, no, that'd be ugly as hell. I just thought it'd be funny with how they're going with the Beast Wars accuracy.
I like the. I didn't take the Waspinator out of it. I actually got nowhere to put none of this stuff, but I wanted to take the Starscream out, and I've tried to been treated as being brittle because you never know about transparent plastic.
Oh, especially current stuff. I mean, look at Studio Series Jazz.
I don't have that many issues. People whose stuff breaks like that constantly, it just makes you wonder if they're manhandling their toys or what they're doing to cause it. 'Cause, I take mine out and I legitimately transformed him from jet to robot mode, and that's where he sits at right now. And I might put him back in jet mode, and that is it. But I know some people are all about posability and all this other stuff, and that's just not me, I guess.
Well, I was just going to ask, how's the joints on them? I don't know, because I know there's some pieces that are not translucent because they're nylon.
Everything's pretty tight on them. Nothing's loose. Nothing feels weak. Nothing feels brittle. Nothing like that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on Pulse because it's financial shit right now.
And I also got the missing links. Both sets of those Optimus Primes.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the one with the trailer.
I got the one with the trailer. I kept it boxed, but I opened up the anime one and I fiddled around with that for a little bit.
Of which one?
There's the anime color version.
We talking about the missing link?
Yeah. There's two different ones. There's the CO1 and CO2, and CO2 is the one I opened. CO1 I kept in box because that's the one with the trailer and everything.
Okay, so then I got the one without the trailer.
You got CO2, which it has the blue windshield, but it does not have, like on the forearms and the knees, it has the stickers where you can put it at, but the plastic and the metal is actually molded into the actual what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah,
So-
and that's part of the reason why I'm sticking with the toy one. I'm gonna
They
open that
come
up.
already
but-
painted and everything.
So one of the things you talked about was articulation and all that. And I was reluctant to pick it up, but it was there. It's at my local comic shop, and I'm like, all right, I'll grab it. And the redesign they did on it, I'm looking at it right now, is just for a figure that I've seen for years, and to redesign it, because I mean we've had so many different, re-releases, this, that, and the other of the same one. For someone to sit down and do this, and it still transforms back to the same thing, and the transformation is pretty much the same. I gotta say, I love it.
Now, I did put it up against the original one. It is bigger than the original one. Same transformation,
Right.
except it's cool that the hands fold inward, and then you can spread the. It has the leg.
The hips.
Yeah, the hips attached together. You unattach them. So besides that, I think it's really cool how they did
Yeah.
it.
I mean, even like you get there you go. The leg
Joint.
The
clickies,
ratchets.
Yep.
you get ankle tilts, and then to make it even better, the wheels are on hinges to move them out of the way, so you can even put them in dramatic poses, this, that, and the other, and you don't have the parts, like you said. You fold the fists in, this, that, and the other, and but how did they do it? They shoved it all into this same looking mold.
hmm
And I kudos, man. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
The only thing I wish they would have done, and I don't know how they would have done it, is maybe heel spurs.
Maybe flip because maybe something with the trailer hitch. Put it on a hinge and have it fold down.
Well, you could, but then you wouldn't get the ankle tilt, because the ankle tilt's in the front. It's a pivot.
I mean, they've done that before, where it's just toe tilt.
Right. And then the only other thing I would have done is I would have given him a jetpack.
Yeah,
And if
one
nothing
that could potentially fit on a missing link sideswipe, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, because like on my G1, there was a guy that was making them, and he made a backpack for it, and it actually just clips on, so it makes the back look flat, and then with magnets you would snap the jetpack on.
That's cool.
And it cleans the figure up so well.
So I want to show you this jetpack I have on mine. Let's see where. This jetpack I have on G1.
Mm-hmm.
This was a kit years ago. It came with different hands.
Yeah, I remember that. The guns.
Yeah. And it has the matrix in the chest as well.
Did it also come with a different head swap?
No, it did not.
Okay, I couldn't remember if that did or not.
It's dusty as shit. But yeah, I've had that one for years and years and years and years. So I get that one. So.
Did you get anything else in, Mike?
No, that was it. My wife would get mad if I buy any more than that.
All right, Hex, where can we find you, and what'd you get this week?
All right, I had to unmute myself, so because I'm eating. I guess you can find me G1 Hextron everywhere. I've got my other site, which is popping off, but it's not Transformer related, so I'll leave that alone.
That's fine. Go ahead, shout it out.
I started doing AI artwork, so it's just Instagram, AI girls, and then the number 4, the letter U, and the number 2. So, let's see. This week I got. I found the McFarlane Batmobile and Batman combo. I was in one of my local toy stores. Most of their stuff is like overpriced, whether it's new or vintage. It's usually always overpriced. But they had like the sale going on for like pre-owned stuff. And do you remember that Target exclusive that was a 2-pack where it had the Black Armor speeder bike? It was a Target exclusive 2-pack. Black Armor speeder bike and a Shadow Trooper. They had that sealed, but because it was like owned by some other collector that brought it in, it was considered pre-owned, and so they had that actually marked down cheaper than normal, and then they were running a sale. I guess was it President's Week or something, or I don't know, so some type of holiday, and so ended up getting another like 40% off of it. So picked that up. I got a couple of Thundercats. I can't tell what they are. 2 or 3, I think 2 gargoyles, some GI Joes, Transformer. It looks like, and Captain Rex Black Series helmet.
I was gonna get that Rex helmet, but I unfortunately had to cancel. I really wanted to get it though.
I'm still debating on it. I'm like, do I want this? Because I'm like, I've already gotten rid of, or not rid of, but I've taken it down the Poe Dameron one, and I'm like, I'm gonna sell that at a convention, and then I'm like, I need to get rid of the Luke Skywalker one because I don't necessarily need it. I just want the cool helmets, and I don't think any of the Rebel pilots' helmets are that cool. I just always like the bad guys' helmets. So I'm like, do I just want one random, good guy helmet, and the rest are bad guys? So,
I mean, Rex is the best clone. I mean,
yeah. So, but if they come out with a Scarif Trooper, I'm gonna want that one because I think that's probably the best helmet next to Biker Scout.
It is a pretty sick looking helmet. Do they have a Death Trooper helmet?
No, not as far as Black Series. They had one, was it Envoys or something that does helmets, but they're like more expensive. They're like, I don't know, like $600, $700, $800, somewhere around there.
So yeah, I'd like to see them do that because that helmet design was pretty sick.
Like they're more detailed than the Black Series. They're obviously meant more for collectors than these Black Series ones. But if I was only in the helmet game, then I would go that route. But since I buy other stuff, it's like $100 is enough. So.
As for me, I think the only things I've got recently was a Studio Series Snarl and the Autobot 5-pack. Oh, and I did get Origins Wheeljack, so.
Oh, I forgot I got him too. Shoot.
So I guess we're ready to get into screen share, and I got like 10 or 12 tabs open. I didn't count. Because I'm going to go over a little bit of news and whatnot. So let's go share screen. The window. All right. So starting off, Thief versus Thief got in and put up a video. Is it freaking out for you guys on the presenting or no?
I see it just fine.
Yeah, it's
okay.
fine.
Maybe it's just something with my phone. But yeah, this is your Legacy United Sideburn. The head sculpt.
Did they officially announce that?
They did it through the Space Bridge thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see
like
it.
no official images or anything like that. But, I mean, the head sculpt's probably the best thing this thing's got going on, like with the design.
Yeah.
So what was the name of the the figure that they used the mold from that they released earlier?
Shadow Striker.
Okay, so this is the first time I can think of where they took a BotCon character first and then changed it into a mainstream character as opposed to the reverse.
Well, I mean, she was in Cyberverse.
Yeah.
I get that, but it was first released toy-wise, and then it was re-released as a BotCon character.
Almost had that actress for BotCon last year.
I like that little swirly thing in the back.
Oh, I think that's the Doctor Strange portal. Kind of looks like it.
What actress is that, Mike?
I'll have to look up her. I got
Is
her.
she hot?
Mike's old, he can't remember.
Do what?
She's married.
I didn't ask if she was married. I asked you if she was hot.
Yeah, Mike. Jeez,
You always think he's snaking.
he's asking the real questions here, Mike.
He might not be snaking this time. Come on.
Deanna McGlovin. DeannaMcG.
McLovin? Is that what you said?
McGlovin. Swear.
She better be McLovin.
McGovern.
From
McLovin.
Hawaii?
Is she hot? I don't know what she looks like.
I don't know. We just went right back to the snake and stopped.
Mike's all like, she drives a Honda. I'm like, is she hot?
Oh yeah, she's pretty. She's pretty.
Oh no,
Okay,
Mike's
well,
like,
you would have told people. You would have told me that, then I would have came to the show, man.
yeah.
Well, I almost had her. I didn't get. Now, hey, some of the women I did book, they were pretty hot.
Well, you didn't tell me this.
What you don't understand is Mike's like, yeah, she drives a Honda and she goes to Starbucks on Thursdays.
There you go, Brett. There he is with the Shadow Spectre.
Exactly. The reverse. We see the full circle now.
What's
My
that
big-
I still need that.
strange
I
thing
still
going
need that
on over there?
Cheers, dang on it.
I think it's meant to be like the whole portal thing because these are supposed to be characters coming in from different universes. So that's just how the reviewer portrays it, is using the
Oh, that
Doctor
doesn't
Strange
come with
portal.
them?
Is that
No.
freaking
Oh, okay. I thought it came
what's
with
his
them.
name?
I didn't know what that
Prime
was.
versus Prime, Thief
Yeah.
versus Thief.
Yeah. Because that's who that is. He does a lot.
The one that a certain someone would also get mad and yell at. I'll send that $20 later.
Not me.
There he is with Gears.
I mean-
I need to get Gears still.
So do I.
He's a very solid little dude. I
I
got
don't
him.
even
For
know
some
if
reason, I
got 'em or
cannot
not.
find it.
Oh,
I haven't. I've
So,
just been
I
so
get
brain dead collecting this stuff.
I just get animated Bumblebee, and I get the flipping Legacy version as well. That dude is tiny.
He is.
He is.
I mean,
was
he's
so mad
he's
when
still he's still a
stocky.
little bit taller than the Earthrise mold.
Yeah,
Just
but
barely taller.
He's more stocky, and I don't.
But there he is with the Scourge. I love this take on Scourge. Like, I know it's not show accurate, but just
I'm
the
a sucker
solid
for-
black and then the pink shining through.
I was gonna say I'm a sucker for that pink, man.
Did they
Is
change
it-
that to Nemesis also?
Are they
What?
going to do comparisons with like every character, or like what's going on?
I mean, he does quite a bit, but there's the vehicle mode.
I mean, he has
Couldn't
to
get
draw, he has to draw out that runtime to make sure he gets that sweet ass, since he somehow gets these figures got like oh, it just got announced and I already have it. How?
It's not even announced yet. He already has it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of those before. They were announced beforehand. Well, they weren't
then,
announced.
then
yeah.
I know whose photos he's on then.
And the bad part is the reason why his videos gets a lot of views is because he is one of the first people to get it. So it's like, crap.
If not the first, because I haven't seen the other two that usually get stuff really getting this.
Yeah, like
That's
I think his sources are very
Dubious.
yeah, like dude, like you're one shakedown away from losing your channel. Like, I say losing his channel as in like as a fact, like if he loses his source, his revenue is going to dry up because because he's not that good personality wise. He does kind of flaunt a little bit, and
Yeah.
Somebody's putting $5 in the jar a few times.
Where was those effects that you had?
I have no idea. I
That
think
looks
the smoke one there is from the tune colored smoke screen.
back one. There you go. Yeah, I kind of dig that. I like that.
Yeah, that came with the MP tune colored smoke screen. If I remember correctly.
and that flame set is part of the Doctor Strange set that he has.
Oh,
Well, that one's probably from
Like
some
Star
sort of
Wars.
Dragon Ball thing.
Yeah.
Star Wars or Dragon Ball.
I mean, don't ever neglect some of the effect sets, because if you really want to take pictures, they come in clutch.
Hmm.
sure. And that's why we're sitting here, talking about the background and this, that, and the other. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So the big complaint that a lot of people were having, and I can understand, but it kind of irks me as well. It's not a Viper. I know they can't do that legally because they don't have a license, but at least change something on this.
I think they should have changed the back end more in the front, of course.
Yeah, back and maybe the bumper, like this front end piece right here, just round that off or bring these out.
Made it more smooth.
It looks better than that other one because of the rims. They're not those tags aren't different colors.
Yeah.
At least.
I think what after watch so I actually started watching Cyberverse finally, and after seeing Starter Strikers car mode, I think they kind of did a twofer with this mold where they knew exactly they were gonna use both characters, so they tried to make a middle ground.
Absolutely.
Because her vehicle mode does have that little nose protrusion. But yet when you put it in robot mode, it more leans towards Sideburn.
The 2003 or 2004 Shadow Striker, which was the Botcon character.
Hold on a sec. I got two.
There's a 2-pack of Roulette and Shadow Striker, and I do kind of hope
Shadow Striker and Roulette.
Yep.
That's it. Oh my god!
Roulette was the white and purple one.
But yeah, I mean, think about that. I mean, that's of course they did. Of course they when they made this mold, they thought we can do this, this, and this.
And here's the Commander Magmatron. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
When's the Hasbro Pulse? It's hold on, is it the bigger one or the smaller one?
It's the bigger one. It's the Commander class.
Oh, holy crap! Okay.
Yeah. Amazon says it comes out May 30th.
Hello, Alex.
Yeah, I haven't.
Either that or wait, no, maybe I'm thinking of Tidal Wave. Yeah, Tidal Wave got moved up to May 30th on Amazon.
I'm double checking.
X-Brawn. Which one's X-Brawn? Is that another BotCon character?
No, he was RID.
Yeah. Prowl, X-Brawn, and Sideburn were all RID.
Yeah, actually, weren't they?
They say brothers.
They weren't a 3-pack. They were Spy Changers, weren't they?
No, they
were deluxe.
Yeah.
X-Brawn was the Mercedes with the big arm.
Okay, but I thought they first came out as Spy Changers.
No, they came out later, like near the end as Spy Changers.
Gotcha.
But then again, I figure if they're doing one, they're probably going to do all three.
Yeah, it'll probably be after this first
for repaints.
It'll probably be after the line, the prime line, that first.
Yeah. Year. But I mean, to be fair with RID, like towards the end of that line, a lot of people got Spy Changers. Heck, Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus got Spy Changers.
Yeah, but I couldn't remember if they pushed those out first or afterwards. That's why I couldn't remember.
It was afterwards.
It was first.
It was around.
Yeah, because the brothers were part of the very first wave of RID.
I just remember I had a clear pack of those three, and I can't.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did that.
It was a convention exclusive or something.
I honestly don't remember.
And they I would have kept them because they were super cool, but then I got that paranoia about clear plastic, the degradation and the breakage, so I got rid of it.
I still have my OG RID Prowl from the 2000s, and yeah, the doors are gone. I mean,
well, no, this was a 3-pack where they were completely clear. All three of them were, and so like anything you moved had the potential of breaking.
Oh no!
Hey, you can do the splits.
Yeah, just call him a Jean-Claude Magmatron. I'm trying to.
I mean, but he's looking like really good now that we actually got like actual like.
Yeah, I mean, it looks to me like once you put him together, that he's definitely a solid figure.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing that didn't come out till later because I kept saying, "Is there going to be a combined beast mode?" And once they did that, I was like, "Dude, I'm sold."
I think they initially, when they announced him, they said that he could do it, but we didn't have any pictures at first.
Yeah. I'm picture oriented, so
I just how huge that Giganotosaurus is.
Which one's the new one? The big one?
The big one.
Okay.
I don't know why they went with the aesthetics of the white mane.
Oh,
just because it looks so plain.
The crest.
Yeah, I guess because the original just looks so plain, which he is.
Yeah.
One color.
I wonder if it's something to do with the IDW comics.
Maybe.
The Ascending and the Gathering. It's been so long since I've read whichever one I have.
Well, I mean, the original kind of looks like he has it a little bit, but thanks to him.
No, I had that figure. It's completely no paint.
Oh.
Now towards the tail, on the original, it was gray. It had a little gray,
Yeah.
like smattering.
Maybe they just wanted to make it like throughout the whole thing and just added
Well,
a
they
little.
made it more
crap.
uniform. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Not
that's
just
fine.
not just make it more uniform, but like looking at like a color aesthetic wise as well. It's helping. It's doing its best to help break up that purple because
Yeah, it's a lot of purple.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I will never
Now wait
complain
a minute,
about a lot of purple,
go back
but
one, Dalton.
Nope.
Okay, now in my opinion, I think the color and the texture of the original looks better than the new one.
Oh, that shade and then the scale
Well,
details.
and because it's broken up, so you don't get this shiny purple, you get that texture. So
yeah.
in that aspect, I think they
Well,
not as
you
good.
get texture
Well,
here.
Not as much as the original. At
Yeah, I
least
can see
these
that.
photos.
But I'm also noticing that white is making my eyes draw to the head a lot better, a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
The
they
HUD scope looks
definitely have
great.
more articulation. They've covered up the big chest on the original.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's definite improvement.
Well, this is
And then
also
when you go-
this is also the upside of it being commander class because it has the budget to do all these extra things
Sure.
too.
Sure, but then the what's that called, the sea monster?
Yeah, the Elasmosaurus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you look at it, I mean, there's definitely even the flippers look better. The neck, it's not as, and everyone gripes about the hollowness, but the original look at the neck, had a ton of it.
And
Yeah.
it's all ball joints, so if those wear down, it'll just be this floppy
And that happened a lot of
string.
times. It happened a lot of times. They just wore out. And I don't know if these are on ratchets. They look like ratchets.
I think they're like universals.
Yeah.
On the neck. That to
Yeah,
me
they're
looks like
hinge
a
and
ratchet.
swivel, hinge and mushroom joints.
Yeah.
Is it mushroom? Okay.
So you
Gotcha.
got a mushroom joint there, hinge, mushroom joint. My mind goes back to those old like Mega Blocks mechs or the Lego mechs where they've got the ratcheted joints and it's just on 2 Technic pins.
Yeah.
But moving on, we
But
got
definite improvements on those.
something that I know one person is only getting.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah.
I got it pre-ordered.
Let's see. I'm trying to think if I'll still be alive by the time they finish these guys.
We
Well,
just
you definitely
need
won't
one
be
more
alive
after this.
for a MP Galvatron.
Well, these guys, I mean, we got Fractal, what was it, like 3 or 4 years ago?
Fangry?
Or Fingry?
Fangry.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, Fingry.
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah,
It
so
was
we
the
get-
first
so,
set.
so if we get one every 3 years, and there's 7,
Well,
and
but
that's not
also,
even considering the American releases.
but also remember that every single one of these have been remolds and redecos. So until they get a mold that they can make mainstream and then switch it to the others, you're not going to get it.
I mean, you got Wolf or Weird Wolf or Skull Cruncher that could work for Horrible.
Oh, I can't see that.
I mean, we got well, I'm just gonna call him by his Japanese name. We got Cancer out of Mind Wipe, and I think for the most part it looks pretty good. Like the only thing that's a little ropey is like the arms up here, and I guess the way the head attaches.
Well,
Or
the whole
doesn't.
head.
Alex
Yeah.
Alex commented, "Horrible will probably be a Weird Wolf or Skull Cruncher retool."
So you'll
I can
probably
see
see that
Weird
next
Wolf
since they've been sitting on that
Not,
mold.
I just can't see that being a Skull Cruncher remote.
I agree.
Yeah, because the Werewolf quadruped mold would fit that a whole lot better.
Let me bring this up here. So pointed this out on the last one, but his blaster is actually browning. I think that just proves more to the point that this is not squeeze play. This is Cancer.
Man, you're
So.
pushing it.
I mean, it's molded to look like Browning in his gun mode. So,
You say so. I don't see it.
well, and even the little
brown?
Titan Master is designed to look like Cancer's suit in the show.
Sure.
Hey, if the
Whatever.
internet says it's there, that's what it's going to be.
Hey, I saw it on the internet. That must be true. Of course.
There we go. Got
Oh.
Prime, Cliff Jumper. I'm personally really excited for this. Like, fits the mold a lot better than Chase does, in my opinion.
Oh, the cliff jumper.
Yeah.
Give me, I'm in the kitchen, so you didn't notice by now.
Yeah, that's a pass for me.
No, the cliff. No, I'll be honest. The cliff jumper mold that's actually belongs with that one. I think that's going to work out really good. I'm actually looking forward to that one. Actually,
Some of the behind the scenes process of like how they came up with just using the parts they had to make his triple barrel gun. I just
on
hope
his
someone.
horns, has anyone noticed if the horns are those like attached to the hood of the car, or is that something you have to plug it on?
It's attached to the car because you can see them right
There.
here.
Yeah.
So then
So,
my
yeah.
question is, are they going to do the what was that? Not dead cliff dump. The
Zombie.
Terracon?
Yes.
I'm sure at some point.
Might be a San Diego exclusive.
Oh,
Again.
is that what they did the last time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They came in an exclusive blister of his head.
Yeah.
That big box. Oh yeah.
He took the head out of the box, and then you would put the head on top of the box and make the chest and the head all together.
Yeah.
Yep.
The neat thing about that is, I don't know if anyone knows, but that box is actually pretty valuable because they got trashed. There's so many of them that are just garbage. So I don't know how they distributed it or whatever, but all the ones I've seen have just been like sat on by
The
Mike.
one I had, I don't think mine was sat on or nothing like that.
But I again, Hasbro's nailing it with the head sculpts for the most part. Like, that's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
For right now,
I mean, they added a little bit of nose as they have been doing with the Prime figures, but yeah, not bad.
They got someone with a nose fetish.
Maybe.
Or that weirdo.
Here's something for Alan here.
Oh, the lineup is complete.
Yeah.
Who is it? I'm in the kitchen.
Movie Masterpiece Brawl.
Yes. I love the fact that they're continuing the trend of like they gave us the severed arm. I love that. I love
Wait.
it so much.
The severed arm.
Yeah, hold on. Go back. Right.
Oh.
Right.
Your other right.
Yeah, right there.
There.
Oh, I see it. Okay,
With
yeah.
that all-
I love that.
Huh.
I love the fact because they think they did the same thing for Flippin' Jazz too, and for Flippin' technically Bone Crusher too.
Yeah, with his eye popping out of his head.
Yeah.
So, for someone that doesn't like the movie, these are, they're really, really good representations of what I saw. So, absolutely. It's nice, solid. Looks good.
Yeah. I mean, I've always loved the tank mode, the modified Abrams.
Yeah.
Like, just adding this extra turret piece to make it look somewhat like the original toy.
Right.
Yeah.
Does it have electronics?
No.
I don't think so.
No, it's a masterpiece.
They got rid of that. Okay.
If anything, as one thing I always try to advocate with, at least when it comes to the movie masterpiece toys, is at least get one in your hand and transform it once or twice. Because the Bone Bee is fantastic, the Bone Crusher is like that thing is that not only is that guy massive, but all the tricks that he does that most movie toys do to have like the fake this or that. No, if it's supposed to be that part, it is that part like wrapped around his shoulder. And
26 centimeters, so it's just under 9 inches tall.
Huh?
About 9 or 10 inches.
Let's see. You said 26 centimeters?
Yeah.
Not 256. 10 inches.
Okay. And that's going at the top of his turret, though.
That'll probably be like, we'll say about 9 inches. Say, I think he was like the more shorter but squat.
Mm-hmm.
But this means I can finally complete my lineup, even though I only have Starscream and Bone Crusher. I still need to get Megs. I still need to get Blackout
Barricade.
and Barricade, but no, I have Barricade lined up actually. If I remember correctly, I think she's holding Barricade for me because I have a friend who's holding Barricade. She's holding a couple of masterpieces for me.
Yeah, as far as the Decepticon designs go from these movies, I think Brawl and Barricade were my favorite two designs.
I loved when the OC movie when the 07 movie came out. Like Brawl was one of the first deluxes I bought, and I just loved toying with him. He was a great fiddle toy for me. So I have a weakness for that design. Oh, of course he can move his fingers. I do like how they give us the explosions.
I did
Yeah, the
like
blast
the
effect.
transformation of him in the movie on Brawn and Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher, I liked his more, I think.
Oh yeah, because you got that trailing shot along the undercarriage.
Yep, that's what made it pretty badass.
Because you got to see everything move around. That
exactly.
Mm-hmm. And then just him roller skating through the bus, which that bus breaking apart like that was a practical effect too.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually freeze frame the movie, you can actually see the roll bar inside the bus.
That's
in
fine.
the actual
Get the teeth molded in, movable jaw.
Oh my goodness! Now I'm going to raise the big question. Outside from the obvious repaints, because I know there's a Dark of the Moon Ratchet on the way. There's a Revenge of the Fallen Starscream. If it's not out yet, it already is. Where do we go next? Like who'd be some of the next big molds? Because I know Bumblebee, Optimus, and Ironhide don't change for Revenge. They don't change for Revenge of the Fallen.
Probably Megatron. Sideswipe.
Give me a sideswipe. Yo, give me that sideswipe.
I mean, I'd be all for that sideswipe. That Corvette mold that Corvette design is just beautiful. There's the.
Oh, it actually looks like. That's actually. Yo. Yeah, I'm all about that.
Partially
like the sparks
melted.
coming out and everything.
Yeah, like it's still like red hot, like someone just severed it. That's actually really cool.
Oh, the chest blast looks good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Hasbro and Takara got the taste of like maybe we should start including these in our masterpieces as well, and I'm very appreciative of it.
Blast effects sell, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just need to do a big pack of different colored blast effects, like different types.
I've said that for years. I mean, the add-on packs would be great. Look at what all these DNA and all that stuff. They could sell this stuff. They really could.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay, as us Transformer fans, right? When are we going to get just a pack of Energon cubes?
Yeah, I want a big pack of different size Energon cubes. Different.
I'm sorry. I'd rather see the gap fillers and the accessories and the blast effects. I'd rather see them do that because there's plenty of companies out there that'll make a little box.
Well, I mean that's for us collectors, but I'm talking about like how many times have we seen a toy commercial, even for like the kids, where they're playing with the toys and they have Energon cubes in the flipping commercials.
In the background, yeah.
Oh, not just the background, but like the kids are smashing through them too. Like that's I say Energon cubes because I'm thinking broadly here. Like that's one of the few things where no matter across the spectrum, those would sell.
Sure. Right, because they're not unique to one character. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can easily just say like for like the next set, or even you can just even say for like the next line of whatever. Just include a couple, like they kind of started
just
doing
3 or 4 Energon cubes like they did with the
Insecticons.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't want.
I was thinking like the spoiler packs.
Yeah, but I don't want these little cubes. I accidentally knocked one off my my bookshelf and it already went underneath the bookshelf, so now it's gone forever. I want some.
So you want something just for you? Gotcha.
No, I want. No. I'm talking about like I'm talking about like specifically the ones from the commercials, the ones that are like 1x1 cubes.
Kind of like what we got in the Centurion drone pack.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So,
Or like even some that'll fit like on Soundwave as he's ejecting them out.
Yes.
well, I thought there
Some
was an
compressed
accessory.
ones.
I thought there was one in one of the masterpieces that had where you could put it on him.
So there is, but like
Yeah.
for like generation scale stuff too.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the whole idea. You want to, if you're pushing out a masterpiece, you want to put as much stuff in there to get that draw that you don't get buying the cheaper toy. Let's face it, they're all about the dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's
Speaking
funny.
of dollars,
Well, you pulled this up, and if you remember, when you guys first sent me the link to this, I was like, "That's all we need is another repaint of the same G1 mold." And you were like, "No, this is masterpiece size," and it was so close to the original, I didn't notice on the first picture. The first picture
right? Yeah.
I had,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, wow!" And then I saw the differences, and I was like, "Yeah, I want this."
Yeah. So
I had this, so I have half of this toy. I still, weirdly enough, I still have the trailer, but I lost the cap long ago. And I just saw the legs, and I was like, ooh, this is.
Well, I mean, does anyone else notice the nice pelvic thrust we have in every?
Dude, you gotta have it.
I don't get it.
it's a Japanese toy. Of course, it's got to have pelvic thrust.
What? Why? Why do you?
That's
it's
the
heroic.
new size comparison with a pack of cigarettes. Remember they had that.
Yes, I
for a
remember
long
that.
time. They'd
always
stopped
have a
doing
pack of
that,
cigarettes.
and then and now it's pelvic thrust.
Pelvic thrust.
Oh, we'll get to something with cigarettes here very soon, Hex.
Like
Believe me.
they think that they have like whenever they do theirs over there on the east, like they think they have their meme and they stick with it for like a good 5 years. But
Oh,
we're
yeah.
catching on.
What do we got? Well, we did cigarettes. So what are we gonna do now? Pelvic thrust. Let's just
I
do it.
remember there was like a brief time in there where like somebody would always have like some long like fingernail too.
Ugh, yeah, the Toy World Devastator.
Stop.
It's like, bro, clip your nails, please. Like when I put in my pre-order, I'm like, dude, and send $5 for some good fingernails
Some
for
clippers.
this whoever's been taking pictures.
Some
Who remembers
pruning shears.
pictures? Who remembers you get the pictures of the first and everything, and they would show the toy, and it would be facing down, and you'd see the person's feet,
Ugh.
and you're like, take
I mean,
care of your feet,
dude,
dude.
those would
Do
be probably
something.
bangers now. Like,
I'm like,
dude, people don't even like buy Transformers, and they're like searching for those old photos now.
that's a different fetish. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, no.
All right, moving on.
This one's really good. I can't wait for this one.
Yeah, so this one is the single release. It's more based on the toy colors. So for Jinrai, or since I would consider more toy, I'm going to lean towards Power Master and call it Haikyuu. You don't have the actual flesh tone for the face,
Right.
so it's just all robotic. And of course, you got the red eyes.
Yeah, but go back one. Hopefully, it comes with stickers then.
Where
Well, there should be an Autobot symbol on the side.
was there on Power Master?
Yep.
I thought so.
Oh no, it's on the shoulder.
Yeah, but I thought in the vehicle mode that there was a Autobot symbol on the right just behind the door, which would be like the sleeper cab portion.
I have no idea. But yeah, I really like that truck mode quite a bit.
The handles kind of suck on the guns, but
Well, I mean that's MP like anything these days.
On the driver's side on the original toy, there was no Autobot symbol, even with stickers.
okay, I couldn't remember. I thought there was somewhere where it had one, but
Yeah,
I
You
don't
there's
have
mean,
one
like,
anymore.
what do you mean for the guns though? Like, because they're
The
extremely
stock,
long.
I think it's because they
the
stick out so
handle looks a
long.
little long.
Yeah, but you said
Yeah.
that's that's masterpiece. I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's when you're supposed to get it exactly right.
Thank you.
know.
Thank you.
Well, those guns, well, to be fair, those are smaller versions of the giant guns he wields as the big
But he
prime.
was talking about the handles though.
Yeah, the handles
Oh.
seem a little long.
And here's my other thing is if you were like, hey, he repurposes them for something, then add extra guns to use in vehicle mode then because again this is masterpiece, like the
Yeah.
same thing
Right.
that they add with certain figures, different face plates. I'm not going to be able to put all the face plates on, so there's some interchangeable stuff. It
Thank
needs
you.
to be perfect in robot and in vehicle form.
Exactly.
No cutting
Thank you.
corners.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't
You're
know.
already paying several $100s for it. If it cost another $5-10 to come out with another set of guns, so that like I said, I don't know if those guns are repurposed in another way in vehicle form, and that's why they had to like cut that corner. But there should be no corners cut. Just
It
come
shouldn't
out
look
with
like
another.
it shouldn't look like that.
Yeah, you're already talking about like a couple $100 figures. I don't know exactly how much this guy is, but we're talking masterpiece. They're over 100, and they're usually pretty expensive. So.
Yeah,
At
I
that
don't know.
point, go ahead and charge another $10. Give 2 sets of guns, or
Yeah,
just
I
leave
don't
it
know why
leave
they
it
were
proper.
so much longer. But then speaking of things being long, they showed the arms sticking out here. Now I hope this is just a photography mistake.
No, I think it's actually going to come out that way.
Usually
But
not
to
with
me,
masterpiece.
if they just added an extra joint to fold it down,
Yeah,
it would have looked better. But am I okay with it? No, I guess I got to be. But overall, no. I think aesthetically, it looks off. I mean, I've never seen a truck that has stacks on the trailer. I mean,
What was his?
He's
What was his name in the show? God
super
Convoy?
right.
Super General?
Yeah.
Gen Rye and then
Here's the thing.
Apex Armor.
I don't think that you should, if you are ever looking at a masterpiece and consider buying it, and you ever think, well, I have to settle for this, then you shouldn't buy it, because we've seen before that they will tweak it and perfect it, and they will re-release it again.
Correct. But then the other thing you have to look at is this as close as we can get to where DNA or some other kit, company will make the add-ons to make it better. And that's an option. I get it. But overall, if you're trying to get the masterpiece scale and they're doing it, they should have done it in the first place.
Do you really want, because third party knockoff, whatever you want to call it? I know that whenever I collected masterpiece, I really didn't want to put like third party stuff on it because I felt like it kind of like I was like mixing off brand stuff with my branded stuff. Like there was only one time I did that, and it was with MP08 Grimlock, where I put those little feet things
Right.
for them. And I was it always was sour with me, just like, here's my MP collection. Everything's complete. Everything's original. Everything's official. But on MP08 Grimlock, like I always had to throw that in there, and I hated it, So
Well,
I don't know, I haven't
I don't
collected
know
masterpieces
because
for a while, so I don't, everyone collects stuff, stuff different. But I just know, like, just even kind of with like cars, and I know cars are like a bigger investment than masterpiece or toys and stuff. But like a lot of people want to keep all original, like that. That means something, when you start putting a bunch of add-ons and stuff that aren't OEM, it actually makes the value of the car go down.
Yeah, but you're talking about something that originally came with it, and you're just doing aftermarket to replace it, as opposed to this is original and they never put it in it, and you're just trying to make it more aesthetically pleasing. That's how I look at it, because I look at my Devastator and my Predaking, and I did the DNA kits, and they look so much better. So it goes more towards what I was looking for to begin with. What you're talking about is an original car with original parts, and you're trying to make it look like that with aftermarket, I guess is what you're saying.
I was just using an example, but like I
No,
always
I
just
get what
always
you're
with my
saying.
masterpiece, like I always wanted it like it's all authentic all the way through.
Yeah, but if they're never going to do it, you either, settle for what you got, or you use the kits to make it more to your liking, I guess.
Oh, that is a super mode or super Genrai in robot mode looks, and as far as I'm concerned, incredible.
It does, except for the big backpack, but so did the original.
What were you saying, Hex?
I was trying to mute myself. They're yelling for a cat that's outside in thunderstorm,
Oh.
and I'm like, I'm on a live stream.
Because with these little blast effects, I'm guessing.
Rainbow.
I think these are more for the Master Force pose for the cab, which painted a little bit differently. You got the blue eyes.
Well, yeah, because originally there were two different versions. There was the red eyes and the blue eyes.
And then there's Jinrai, so more anime accurate.
I did not know there were two versions of red eye and blue eye.
Yep, one was Japanese, one was US.
Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
See, part of me, just with all this like space right here, part of me wonders if there is like a hinge there and it just wasn't shimmied down.
If this is done by Hasbro employees, I mean, this is not unusual because we know they misform shit all the time.
Absolutely.
It's probably Japanese, though, don't you think?
You think they got it right?
I usually, whenever it's the masterpiece and like the Japanese are taking the pictures and stuff, like they don't really like they take that stuff serious. Like perfection is like really important to them. The Hasbro employees, when they go to the TF or not, what is it, like the
Toy World or Toy
fairs
Fair
and the San Diego, like, dude, you couldn't play a drinking game with how much stuff is like
it's like
transformed and stuff. So
like the old accordion game, huh?
So far, just like Hex said, I mean, reusing those guns, even for the space mode.
That's what it looks like it's for. That's when they're
right,
longer.
and they shouldn't be.
Well,
they don't need to be that long.
Here's what contradicts your statement.
No, it doesn't, because why would they make the small gun so long of a handle when they didn't need to?
Unless maybe you're right. Maybe one's supposed to be more toy design, one's anime.
I can't see this picture very good.
Okay, let me
go back to the little base thing. I'm gonna have to pull it up on my big screen. Okay,
so I mean, it doesn't look like it would need any more than a 5mm port.
Let me zoom in right here.
Yeah, see, and they probably do.
So they probably flip in, and then that port pops out.
It does, but you don't need the handle that long.
Yeah, on the smaller ones, yeah. It's like they made a mold where it was like, here's the 4 handles. They're all the same length.
You're right. They may have made all the same 4 handles the same for the big one and the small one.
Yeah, they were like, we need smaller guns for when he's in robot mode because it'll look off. But they had on the same screw the 4 handles, and they're all the same size.
No, the one where it showed the 4 guns.
Oh,
that is absolutely the same hand. No, yeah, that's the same handle. So they just reused parts.
Yeah, so something to where they're like, hey, we can probably save a little bit here, where it's like, you shouldn't have.
Yeah, I can save 3 pennies.
Like for these, they should have just shortened it up by about, I don't know where the cursor is right now.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe just that little bit.
That would have differentiated the 2 guns. Absolutely.
I'm trying to find a pic from the show, because remember, that's also one thing they try to do too, is they try to make it show accurate. So
you're thinking they got a little that the handle hung down that far.
I'm spitballing.
No, I mean, you might be right.
And they've got a little mini version of him crossing his arms for the Master Force call out.
Dude, I think that would be major cope right there. If they're like, hey, in this like one picture in the show,
Right.
that's what we were going off of. I'm like, no, that's cope right there, man.
Yeah,
Um,
so
how
they
many-
probably don't shimmy down.
Okay, so
What are the two flaps for? The red flaps.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out too.
I would think. I thought at first maybe they're mirrors, but
I
scroll
mean, if
back.
they're
scroll
making
back
stuff
to
where
the,
you can just take
the
it
cap.
off of them. They should have made those arms detachable then.
and how many masterpieces have we had so far where they included some winky dink little trinket inside the masterpiece because it was featured in one episode?
Well, of course.
Well, maybe this is something for the waist here.
Well, I looked at it and I thought it might be the mirrors, but the slot is behind the cab, which would be
Yeah,
going.
there's no
Those-
slot at all on the front.
When he's in robot mode, those are nipples.
Stop.
I don't know what those are for. Maybe.
Well, look at the site you're looking at too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but so to clarify, also MP60 will be the last masterpiece released under the original title Masterpiece.
And I'm
They're
still gonna go on
transitioning.
record as saying that we were lied to because we were told we were going to get the complete line in Master.
Well, they're transitioning everything under the unified brand of MPG.
I still feel like I was lied to.
I don't understand.
It was a half lie.
So
Still a
what-
lie.
So
what
it's
is
gonna start MPG1. Is
No, it started with the train bots.
Yeah, the train bots, the 6 train bots were under the MPG because I even asked.
but did
what's
they
the
start
difference?
at 1 or did they continue on from this number?
I think they continue on from this because this the Super Gen Ride will be 9.
Because I'm not. Remember, don't put it past them. They haven't done some crazy stuff before. Remember Toys R Us when they came out with their exclusives, and then they came out with the MP11 molds, but they were like MP1 and 2. Like they started the numbers all over again. So whenever you tried to sell or look those things up to buy them on eBay,
Sure.
like, dude, that was a nightmare.
So I can tell you that the first 6 trains, because I have 3 of them here, were MPG 1 through 6. I'm sorry, 01 through 06.
But then what
And
was
then the last one they did was 06S or something like that, because it came with the gift box.
yeah, and then 7 and 8 are the yellow trains of replacing Shuki and another one I can't remember.
Well, I think they're trying to go towards the Diaclone colors,
Yeah.
which means I have to buy another 6, which sucks. But
I mean,
anyway,
you
no,
don't
I've
have
looked
to,
at
but-
the same pictures you have. Those 2 flaps, those red flaps, I don't know where they go.
I don't know. I don't know if
see
Hasbro.
them in any of
pulls-
the pictures.
Hey, blow the picture back up for those flasks. Let me see them. I was in the other room.
No idea. Yeah. So it's those 2 red flaps right
Man.
above the trailer. We can't figure out what they go to.
I don't even know what this is to.
Base mode, maybe.
Could be. I mean, maybe these as
Another
well.
current. Yeah, I mean, for all we know, it could be little flaps on the side of a gun. Who knows? Yeah, blow that one up. No, that one. Yeah. I don't even see the gray.
Maybe those. Maybe it's that.
No, that's a sticker.
That is not a sticker. That is definitely
Probably.
embossed.
It's probably a.
That's embossed or a sticker. It's not a piece.
Okay, never mind.
God.
Technically, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I thought it was a separate piece of plastic, like inserted, popping out. So.
They just threw it on there. Yeah, flap it down there.
I already told you what they're for. I don't know why you're wasting your time on it.
What did you say they were for?
Nipples.
There's nipples.
Blow up the chest. There you go.
We get a better. No. Maybe something for down here to cover up part of the truck.
No, I don't see it. I
Possibly
think we're wasting
something
too
for
much time on
connecting,
nipples
yeah.
here. So
I don't know. I'm on a fool's errand now.
I was just gonna say that at this point, if we're not gonna be able to figure it out, let's just wait for it to come out and we can just move on to the next topic.
Oh, which is something that has to do with someone smoking already.
it could be on
Yeah.
Dalton Reviews.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, no one's gonna be able to convince anyone on eBay when they resell this that this isn't from a smoke or that it's from a smoke-free home.
But
I
That was
like,
the first thing I saw. When I saw it, I'm like,
it's mint, never transformed, just out of package, smoke-free home. It's like, yeah, I'm not buying that. Smoke-free home.
Is this the color of plastic they're going with now?
I don't know what the case is. I mean, it could be bad lighting in the studio. It could be anything.
No. Like they've gone with colors like this before. Remember that Megatron that was that tank that one time that was like that awful like 3 different colors of like gray plastic. It was terrible looking, and they finally redid it with like kind of a shiny silver. But they've done colors like this before. I just want to know like who gets in charge of making that decision, and everyone pats them on the back and be like, that was a good choice.
I honestly don't
I
know.
don't know.
because
Maybe
look at the face
maybe
and
it's
look at the
cheaper.
rest of it. They look different yellow.
Yeah, they are 2 different.
No,
Well, I mean, because
They're 2
paint
different grays.
and
I'm sorry.
plastic.
having a look back at a future topic, that is the correct color, because that's the color of him in the trailer.
Ugh.
This thing looks like
Damn.
it's been sitting out in the one
In the
figure that's
sun
been sitting
for
out in the
years.
sun. Yeah.
I mean, it's just the downside of the color they chose in the movie. So
I don't know.
So-
Just
so
looks
it
like
is
all
a-
the
I mean-
stage hands were like chain smokers.
Other than the shade of like beige that they chose, I think the design looks pretty good. Like for what they're doing here. I mean, it's certainly better, in my opinion, than Siege, where it's just, Earth mode truck, but slight space details.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
at least this looks like something either alien or far into the future.
I do like how all the guns are retractable. Like the guns in the front can actually be folded down, and the quote unquote smokestacks can be flipped around to not look like guns.
To be little thrusters, little
Yeah.
boosters.
Yeah, like you actually see him use them as thrusters in the trailer.
See, because when I envision a Cybertronian Optimus, I think of this or the video games.
Yeah,
The video game was a solid design. The high
Which one?
new what is it? The
Well,
high
war
new-
or fall, because there's been some debate between which
whatever
design.
the little arrow one was, I think.
or
This is as
Yeah, War for Cybertron,
Yeah.
the one that came out for Studio Series.
yep.
Oh, and that's another thing. This is Studio Series, by the way. This is a mainline. I thought it was mainline that the pre-orders went up. I was like, fuck, why?
We're up to 4, by the way.
I don't care. I'm not monetized.
The main line has more like cartoony-esque color, so if this doesn't do it for you, you'll probably want to go mainline.
And these are just the same pictures again. There are some in-hand pictures already. Like here, it does look better than those pictures.
Yeah, it's also further away.
It could be the lighting then.
This
I
is
mean, it does look like he's been smoking a carton of cigarettes every day his whole life.
Yep,
I can't wait. I hope like some like parents record it as like some collector, they catch their kid like smoking and he just throws that figure out. He was like, your lungs are gonna look like this prime here, you know. Keep
Oh, that
doing
is
that.
interesting. I did not know his chest opened up to the Matrix.
That is
Yeah.
that is a
He includes a
public
Matrix.
announcement, Hex. So,
yeah, that was something that's something we just learned with this with these pictures.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
where
that's
do
a
y'all
little
think
bit-
he got it on Earth?
yeah. That's some good articulation.
He doesn't look like he's a whole, complete hollow mess.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. I think he's definitely going to be a really good example of we have this. We'll have to get him in hand
Yeah.
to do some actual judgments, because pictures make him look okay, but in hand can make him either feel like really good or he's here.
Backpack.
Pretty clean backpack though.
I'd rather have a flap for a backpack than have a jumbled mess.
I agree.
And
like
speaking of those
Yay.
more kid-oriented stuff, I skip the masks because those are stupid.
Hey, look at the repack of the masks because they don't sell.
Yeah.
Why are you showing that? You said stupid.
Well, I was more talking about the vehicle mode here, showing off Bumblebee's
Yeah,
alt
the
mode.
nice little face
Hard.
front.
Dude, I wouldn't buy
Megatron's a
these for my
repack.
1
Starscream's
year old
Starscream's a
nephew.
repack. This is interesting, right here. Alphatron.
I mean, I'll wait for the studio series, but it gives us an idea.
now that we can confirm he's a beast, I can't remember if it's in the 1 minute trailer or in the 3 minute trailer, but we catch a very fast
3 minute. I've got the screenshots.
Okay, then yeah, we catch a very fast glimpse of his beast mode in the 3 minute trailer.
I'm not
Now-
going to say it again, but once again, a Botcon repaint, flip back.
Mm-hmm. Well, for a second time because we had that Titans Return one.
I like the
Oh, yeah.
implication. I like the implication of this that he's holding a ball of light to make the axe, because it looks like his fingers.
Yeah, it was like his fingers are like distending, and it just forms an orb, and then the axe
Yeah.
comes out of it.
or at least physiologically, it looks like his hand like kind of exploded a little bit to generate the axe, rather than just his hand retracting.
Yeah, I mean the vehicle mode here looks better than the studio series, too, in my opinion.
I
Yeah.
kind of like the idea of the retracting better because that was what I grew up with, even in the
Ugh.
TV series.
Right, posters for the movie. So showing off Orion D16. I'm going to call her Ariel at this point because we don't know if she's going to be Elite 1 yet. Ariel
Actually,
and
it's probably going to be
B.
RC.
I mean,
No, it's Elita.
You sure? Because I mean,
Yeah,
they
I mean
trying to reuse
head design and casting has already said Elita 1, but
Yeah,
they've said Optimus Prime and Megatron
Right.
for these two.
yes, I was just gonna say official castings has listed her as Elita 1. So
Okay, good. I can just see them trying to reuse names like they do.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna skip the space stuff. Space, launch the trailer for space. Don't care. First image here, them I guess in some sort of detainment or something. I don't know.
I looked at this as like more of a bio bed.
You know what?
Maybe, but D16 was saying how they're like screwed or something. So maybe.
Well,
Maybe
it
it's
sounds to
like-
me like maybe they did something wrong. They got injured and they're going to get in trouble.
No, I think they're being punished for something because of where they go next. But what I want to point out real quick is that what I like about the Megatron is how they're doing a callback to the old Marvel, the black head.
Marvel Comics and the G1
Yeah.
toy commercial.
Right.
Is this the screenshot? I'm looking for the screenshot so I can. That's the poster. That's a generic poster too.
Who is
And
this?
then it's up in the air if
Dreadwing.
it's a generic or if it's Darkwing or Dreadwing, Smokescreen.
I kind of was
Weird.
thinking Dreadwing. I really
I think it
was.
was Dreadwings, what everyone's saying.
When I saw the colors, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
Taking a closer look at it, it could be either or as a security office or a. No, it's leaning more towards a security office, so they're probably being detained.
Yeah.
What we could say is that this could be the fallout after the train scene. that we
Or
see.
the Icon 5000.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say something with Bumblebee here. They shouldn't. This isn't Bumblebee. To me, it should be Dion. Like, don't have Bumblebee in this movie. Put Dion in there. I think it would have been received a lot better.
Well, I think the problem is that Orion Pax was more of a known character and Diane wasn't. So they
I mean, either way, I
to
mean,
mess things up. So Also, remember they're trying to get kids, and kids know Bumblebee.
I know, but have him come in later instead of making Bumblebee like the one who rose with.
I'm not arguing with you on that. I'm just telling you I think that's why they did it.
Now remember that. Yeah, I was going to say, remember that we're seeing. This is only the first trailer, and they are holding characters back. Supposedly,
Yeah.
like we only saw Starscream, Shockwave, and Soundwave are technically in the trailer, but they are only in there for literal 2 seconds.
If that, not even that.
If that, like the scene's so fast that your eyes can only focus on Starscream. Like I didn't even know Soundwave and Shockwave were in there until I had to look at the stills because that scene goes by that fast. So remember, first trailer. It's supposed to be about the startings of the war. So keep your hopefulness for the X person might show up. We're just seeing the initial, hey, here's what the movie's going to be about.
Now, if I remember correctly, I think the stills do show Sentinel Prime as well, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And say with them being miners, they've got the lights built into their helmets, which kind of neat that they include that. Now this shot here, I'll bring it up here, are some familiar bots. So right there's Brawn.
Hang on a minute. Did we pass where they talked about their names, designations, and stuff?
Well, this is the first one, so before Prime, and then
I
talk about
because I wanted to mention something.
Go ahead.
Okay. So who would become Megatron was designated as D16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that was his Japanese
product number,
right? And I thought that throwback was really, really good. I like that.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice deep cut.
It was, and it's one of those things because like my wife watched the trailer and she was just like, well, why is that? And I was like, well, and I pulled up some Japanese product and I said they were denoted by C or D, and then they had a number attached, and that's how they were designated.
Mm-hmm.
And they used the exact number, which I thought was very clever.
Well, that also goes back to what was it? Megatron Origins, wasn't he called D16 in that as well?
You're talking about
the IDW comics.
I don't like IDW, so I didn't look at that.
We got some familiar bots. Looks like we got Moonracer, possibly Sunstreaker or Huffer. Some yellow bot. Jazz or Wheeljack. Huh?
That's
right there, Brawn. Possibly Hound.
No, I was looking at Jazz because of the arms.
Well, yeah, Jazz right here, then possibly Hound right here with the green.
I was thinking Prowl over there and Jazz there.
Or maybe Prowl right there or Blue Streak.
Well, Prowl's
got
white.
Similar leg design.
Right.
Huh? Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be Jazz, Wheeljack, or Prowl. Could be any one of those. A lot of people are saying he possibly has little side ears.
Honestly, if it was more bluish, I would even say Cup because of the chest. But interesting.
The one to the left and in the middle, that's probably Wind Charger because you got to be able to kill him at some point in the movie.
I can't remember.
Any red Autobot. Could be Ironhide for all we know.
No, that's too skinny.
Well, Wind Charger always.
Who was the skinny red female?
Firestar?
That looks more like that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we got Moonracer up here. Moving on. So yeah, Orion Pack.
Springer, by the way.
Do what?
Springer. It's coming.
What about him?
I swear there's well, we'll get to it.
So one thing that was interesting to note. So yeah, G1 Megatron ish
with the red eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and the little goatee.
We could be seeing a flash forward.
Yeah, and then of course movie style Bayverse style Decepticon symbol, which I think kind of works to make it more sinister. I don't know, just
Well, not just
look
not just
more
more sinister, but as an actual like if this really is like a branding, it makes more sense to be a brand because on a brand like that, the
Correct.
edges they have to be more sharp to get more things more across. You know.
Right. It's more current. So I get
Yeah.
that.
So what's interesting about that though is he already has some semblance of a Decepticon symbol on his shoulder. I don't know if it's a brand or a sticker.
I think this was after the branding.
Okay, because
I want to say
this was well after. This is Megatron himself. This is well before that branding.
I want to say it's a sticker because like that the white stuff is coming like it's like
it's like scratching off.
Yeah.
So maybe these factions are around and he's not necessarily a part of it, but he wants to be, so he puts something on himself to, align himself with that.
That's the original sticker. He hasn't got the repro labels yet.
Yeah, you need
or he could have looked up. He could have looked up to Megatronus Prime here, and maybe that's why he has it. Maybe he learned some sort of truth or something behind it that empowered him. I don't know.
I have a working hypothesis for this movie. It looks like they're going to take a bunch of origin stories that we've had throughout the years and kind of like shuffling and blending them together.
Oh yeah, this is a melting pot of origins.
Yeah,
they wouldn't do that
because I mean, like, to be fair, some of the origins do kind of have holes that the other origins do kind of fill. So it just makes sense just to kind of blend them, just like throw them into the blender.
There's a hole right there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's literally missing. I mean, technically, he's disabled and missing an organ. So yeah. But like,
and that's probably what starts off this war is the fact that they don't have their T-cogs, and maybe he sees it as oppressing.
My working hypothesis for the plot is that, of course, they're the underground, right? The underground being worked on, and the original 13, including Alpha Trion, gave the Quintessons the plans on how to make these guys, but the Quintessons were like, "Nah, screw all y'all. We're going to do what we want to do." And
we need a slave labor force.
Yeah, we're going to make them slave labor instead, and we're literally going to make them incomplete and / disabled, and they're just going to do what we want to do. And
I think we're kind of getting political here.
But
moving on.
But anyway, but then when Megatron and Optimus come up to the surface, they see how things are really ran with the Quintessons, and that's when it goes. And I think that's gonna be the major plot point. That's gonna be that's our third act, is them getting rid of the Quintessons. They get rid of the Quintesson government or whatever's controlling Cybertron, and that's when Optimus and Megs or D16 start clashing and be like, hey, so how are we going to govern this new planet? And that's when the war really starts.
Get rid of one government and then try to implement another one. It just mistakes after mistakes.
I mean, you go from oppression.
Sounds political.
Yeah.
I mean, you go from an oppressive reigning they can't really control what they can do, but now they can, and they don't really know how to govern.
We got our Quintesson ship here, looking very much like a Decepticon warship. I'm just moving on from the politics.
I thought there was a image where it looked like there was the Nemesis somewhere besides this one. I thought I'd seen it.
The thing,
I think it's just the Quintesson fleet, and then maybe Megatron commandeers one and uses it as the Nemesis.
The thing that's really making me really interested is that it's very heavily implied that they're going the Beast Machines route, where Cybertron started off as an organic planet.
I hate that.
This image right there. Go back one more. Is this in a 3-minute trailer? Because that's the only one I've seen.
It's Megatron shouting, "It's dangerous" on the surface.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just have to go back and rewatch it again.
So I think it could be so there's currently organic stuff on the surface of Cybertron.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be kind of hard to say if it was organic then turned metal, or B, was organic introduced? Because I'm currently looking at Alpha Trion, and I did not realize that he is not only is he kind of beat up, but he himself is
Organic.
well, not organic,
Well,
but
he's
he
got
has like,
moss on him.
yeah,
Right.
he's got he just woke up.
Well,
And
So-
you're right. He was beat up pretty good. If you notice, one of his, I
Both
would
of it-
say horns, one of those was broken off.
so I think
Mhm.
I think with that it's more that he's been
Asleep.
battle worn down to the point of where the organic is
That's
overcoming him.
that's a car from F-Zero.
It is, but it's I think it might be Sentinel Prime.
Nah,
What?
there's too much.
I don't know why he would be participating in the Icon 5000, but I mean, there he is.
That's,
No, the Sentinel Prime that or at least the ones that we see in the one that's presented in Sentinel Prime later in the trailer, he doesn't have any kind of yellow or gold on him.
no, there's no. Yeah,
He's blue and silver.
He's
thank
gold.
you. I was like,
He's got gold.
no, he doesn't.
And see that's that scene right there, right when they're riding the train, and you can actually see the mountains growing.
Yeah, the
I'm-
topography of Cybertron changing.
Yeah, that the world itself transforms. So I'm guessing I don't know what are the organic material is going to come from. It's still kind of
It's
up in
probably
the air.
techno organic. It's not fully organic, but it's also not.
Well,
Flip
it
mechanical.
could also be like an algae or something.
Well,
that
that's
spreads.
yeah. That's why I keep on saying like moss. Just
Yeah.
because even though he doesn't look like he has any actual bioorganics, it does look like just like basic flora.
Yeah.
Just some
No,
moss,
to
some
me that
grass.
looks more like an algae, and
But
it
at the
would be like something that if they didn't,
Yeah.
take care of it or whatever, it keeps spreading.
Yeah,
and
but
that's why they don't want them to go to the surface.
well, and not I think it's the other way around, where it's not because it's growing there because it's been that long since they've been to the surface.
No, that's what I'm saying. They don't want them to go to the surface because they don't want them to see what's taking effect.
Yeah. So but then the next question we have to ask is what are the Cybertronians being fed propaganda wise of what's on the surface exactly? Because they did say it's dangerous. So what makes it dangerous? Are they going to contract cosmic rust?
Hold
because
that picture.
Huh?
I was telling him to hold that picture.
Yeah. So it's a really good question of why can't they go to the surface first?
Well, I mean, it could be, like you said, propaganda or whatever. Not sure. I'm sure that'll be in the the plot.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
there's going to be another trailer in a couple months, anyways. So
Right. So this picture right here, I'm sorry, but I'm getting a huge Perceptor vibe from the guy on the right.
from PAX.
That I don't know why.
I wonder if
looks
it's just
like
the blue of the light
Yeah.
back in the background.
Yeah.
Because it's over here on
but
Megatron,
then-
on Orion.
So who is the yellow in the foreground?
It's the Bumblebee B-127.
Man, that looked horrible.
I love the sunset, how it looks like that vaporwave or synth wave, like sunrise sunset. You'll see, and
Are you sure that's Orion Pax?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so Orion Pax, Toledo 1, Bumblebee, and Megatron.
I don't know.
Another thing, I
colors-
don't know if we've seen the screenshots yet of it, but when they do the, they're towards the end where Bumblebee puts down his,
Yeah, we haven't got
mask.
there yet.
is there pictures of those?
Yeah,
Yeah, there is.
it's
Oh,
in
okay.
here. I'm going into the cave, and there's Alpha Trion.
Mhm.
If you actually
What's-
look at the horns, there's a much better screenshot a little bit later, where you actually get like a high
He's-
definition look of him.
He does have a bit of his cape.
Yeah. It looks like both horns got like slashed in one maneuver, because like the very top of the horn looks
Right there?
damaged.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's further down.
Nobody
Mhm.
can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's being played by Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, it's the next one. Yeah, you can definitely tell that he took a hit that went down sideways.
like a slash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how they're handling the beard here better instead of like actual like hair.
Same.
Hey! The original, it was fine.
I mean, yeah, it's fine, but at least this makes more sense.
Dude, Orion Pax has teeth.
That's what
I mean,
puts me off about this movie is they have like lips and teeth instead of just a mouth like they do in Prime or G1. Like, just have it as regular malleable mouths. I don't know.
I mean, but also look at that picture too of like go back to that back. Let me look at him in general. Like he's missing a shoulder pad on his left arm. He's got battle scratches and like this dude's seen some stuff.
Yeah.
He like they must have just woke him up after a battle or something because he looks way too damaged not to like he probably got like so damaged that he had to go into stasis.
you just finally got to
One
get
would
to
say
the house.
stasis lock. Bringing it back.
Womp, womp, womp.
Here they are getting their transformation cogs and everything. Just Bumblebee, like all this stuff activating, I'm getting very heavy Tron vibes.
Yeah.
Or
Megatron
even
getting
you
his
could go back to
fusion
the
cannon.
game. You could go back
Yeah.
to the games. I mean, he did have the those in the video games as well.
Well, and speaking of the video games, this looks like the Energon Harvester or the was it the Slingshot, like Shockwave's gun, but it's Megatron's fusion cannon.
Yeah.
Lita one getting her
Game,
that cringy
Seekers,
insert
yeah.
of more than meets the eye.
Yeah.
The
I mean
Seekers
that's
Yeah.
used the gun too.
Do it.
Oh, I was saying about that gun, like the Seekers, because that's what I used to snipe with the Seeker in the game.
Oh yeah, the I can't remember what it was called.
Because you got two games. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And here they are, D16 looking more like he should as a Megatron.
Well, I mean, don't you also notice too is that once they got the T-cogs in, they their chest the hole in their chest is gone, but now they look a lot more complete.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the whole point is because yeah, they're literally missing a vital organ, so once they get it back, they're like, oh, this is how we're supposed to be, you know?
Yeah.
So
I'm
Megatron
trying to
turns
figure-
into a gun.
We all know he's not gonna turn into a gun, especially if he doesn't even know what a gun is, man. He's gonna turn into a tank.
Yeah, there's Bumblebee.
You know, as a
Is,
reaction,
is this where you're talking about, Mike, where some of the ships looked a little bit more like the Nemesis?
No, I don't remember. I gotta go back and read. Well, maybe that is. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that's that one ship that they flew into Unicron's eye.
no, yeah, like yeah. Once you zoom in,
I mean,
yeah,
on a technicality, yeah, they are Quintesson ships.
I mean, yeah, like once you zoom in on the high definition pictures, they look like a bunch of Nemesis flags. So yeah,
So yeah, there's the
I
one of
love
the
this take.
Quintessons.
I love this take on the Quintessons.
They should have definitely been more organic creatures to begin with, because that's the vibe they always gave off.
Yeah, this more biomechanical feel that they're giving off in this movie is like it. At least to me, it feels like the perfect like what the original G1 cartoon was trying to convey, but they didn't really have the oh crap.
Are you sure that's Silver Brett?
You'll be able to put these on your Bionicle shelf. We'll see.
I guess what it is that no one back in the 80s can fully conceptualize what a biomechanical being would really look outside from like, well, he's just a robot that just so happens to be a living being. But now that we've actually have gone through trials and errors of what biomechanical can look like, yeah, this is really good. This is hitting that right edge of biomechanical for me.
They had that one episode in season 3, the Dweller, where they had all those other things in there. You remember that?
Oh yeah, Dweller in the Depth.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, it was something with the episode was the Dweller or whatever. But they had those other little things that were like Quintesson creations.
Yeah. Now, are you guys sure this is silver? Because that looks gold to me.
Well, you gotta remember this scene's also very fast too. I'm also looking.
He's got wings that almost looks like Deathsaurus too.
Oh no, yeah, no, that's gold. That is gold.
Yeah.
That's the only downside. I think I can say about this trailer is that a lot of these scenes go by super fast.
Yeah. So there's looking up the Tron with like all the moss and everything growing on him.
Yeah. See, that's the photo I've been looking at for the past couple of minutes. Like especially if you
right
see
there.
Oh, you can even see some of the scoring on the actual top horn too. So yeah, he took a first
slash.
Can we can we just
He's
say like
truly ancient.
Yeah, can we just say like the animation is like really gorgeous if we're going to be seeing like stuff like this for the rest of the movie?
Yeah, it does look really good.
Yeah.
The little one in her motorcycle mode. Oh, look, it's Steve.
With her miner's helmet, by the way.
Look at Steve. Straight up a Viacon.
I mean, okay, see, that's a nice, cool way to do it. To put in some kind of Easter egg or throwback. That's how you do it.
Well, speaking of Easter eggs, there's a bunch of Seekers. So there's Dirge. There's Thundercracker, Slipstream.
Slipstream, yeah.
Maybe that's Snare. One of the Predators.
I do like how over the past couple of years that we've kind of acknowledged that the Seekers are basically like their own subset of Transformers now.
Mm-hmm. There's some sort of like encampment or something here getting attacked.
Yeah, get an explosion.
There's possibly Arachnid.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No?
No.
Is it the design or just the character?
No, I don't see why they're bringing in Beast Wars characters.
She's not a Beast Wars character.
Transformer Prime character?
Yeah.
Because you saw Viacon?
Arachnid is a different character than Black Arachnid entirely.
Yeah.
I liked her in Transformer Prime. She was one of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm. I wish she had more done with her instead of that cliffhanger. But
no, I don't.
Let's see her, and then of course a
literal 2-second scene that
like half a second, but yeah, it's got Soundwave, very toy-like with the yellow visor.
Is he turned into a lamppost?
I don't know, either lamppost, some sort of communications vehicle.
Judging by what they're presenting with us in this trailer, probably a communications vehicle rather than a lamppost, because then if they're presenting like judging by this one screenshot alone, right, that they're in a cave.
I was just joking, but okay.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Man, when it comes to people,
Starscream looks like a Gundam.
Yes.
Why's his legs so far? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess.
It's the
Soundwave.
Yeah, his legs are like all spread out like he's a GoBot.
Well,
I wonder if they're putting a lot of toy details because you got the joint right there from the toy.
I was just about to say, man, that's your toy right there.
Yeah, well, the Soundwave. I'm sorry. The Starscream looks a lot like the model kit.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
And he's being voiced by Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, why?
Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Dude.
Don't get me started on the voice.
They should have gotten Tom Kenny, like the rumors were saying. Now Shockwave looks amazing. Like he's almost perfect for a.
I didn't pay attention to many other voices, except for one. Who's Megatron? Because that did not sound like Megatron to me.
Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah, it's not good.
I don't even know who that is. So, anyways, that's the only voice that I noticed where I was like, "That's horrible."
So okay, remember we have to approach this movie as both Megatron and Optimus Prime are not Megatron and Optimus Prime. This is like if we were to throw hard numbers out there, by the time we meet our Megatron and Optimus Prime that we do in G1, they're probably in their late 30s, early 40s. These people, again, I'm
40,000 years.
I'm in human equivalent numbers. They're in their 40s, or their late 30s, early 40s. But this movie is presenting them in their late teens, early 20s.
Probably like early to mid 20s, yeah.
And not to mention, at the time that we meet them in their G1 counterparts, They have gone. Okay, I'm gonna start cussing here. They have gone and seen some shit.
Okay.
Yeah, no, because I'm getting pissed off. They just sound like Megatron. They're
Well,
fucking young.
Oh,
and
relax,
fucking-
relax. Play nice.
Son of a
let me
bitch.
add something. Let me just add one thing. It's something I noticed. So their voices do change, and I really noticed that when like Bumblebee, when he says he's think of different nicknames and everything.
Call
I'm sorry,
himself badass Tron.
that was a straight up Batman reference right there about lowering your voice and this, that, and the other, and be more stoic, whatever. And then it got me to thinking about the movie when Megatron went to Galvatron, his voice changed as well.
Yeah, because we also have to remember that because in what happened in the original lore, Optimus Prime got fucked up. And that means Megatron can get fucked up, which means their vocal cords can get damaged and become more deeper and more raspy.
Well, and that's what I'm kind of hoping for is maybe at the end there'll be a quick cameo of Peter Cullen and Frank Welker
Now-
You're
reprising
pushing
their
a lot
respective
there.
roles.
Yeah, you're pushing a lot there because
I
That's-
said what I'm
that's-
hoping for.
Dude,
so-
where's that
so I-
coke? Where are you getting all this coke, man?
I know.
I'm holding out hope just
I'm gonna
for
say
something.
I'm gonna say
Grasping here.
So I'm going to say something that we all Transformers fans don't want to hear. Eventually, Peter Cullen will pass away. So we have to get used to someone else voicing Prime. And this will be a great way to start getting used to of Peter Cullen not voicing Prime anymore. And I don't know if you guys noticed, they've been starting to do that in the TV shows as well. Because
Well,
Peter
the
Cullen-
thing is there are people doing a Peter Cullen impression. If you want a new take on Optimus, you gotta
okay.
do a different voice.
So
yeah, but
let-
what I'm talking about is like an impression's fine. Don't get the man himself.
okay, so I'm saying if you like, even if you had someone other than Peter Cullen, whenever I hear a particular voice, I just picture like this is what Optimus Prime should sound like, and if I hear it, I'm like, okay, that's a Prime, even if it was someone different. Even when they did Megatron, they didn't have Frank Welker. They had the dude from The Matrix and V for Vendetta. I was like Megatron voice. Bumblebee. We had God, I forget the guy's
Bumper.
original
original.
G1 name or whatever.
Dan Gilveston.
Okay, yeah.
Damn.
But whenever they did Transformers Prime, I believe that was that a different guy or the Bumblebee movie, like at the end where he got his voice box or whatever.
It was Dylan
guy-
O'Brien from Maze Runner.
At the end of the
I thought that was fine, but I thought they had another Bumblebee voice guy as well.
For
somewhere in
Prime,
there.
it was I can't remember his name.
Some dude
for
from Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
So for Prime / Robots of the Skies, it was Fred Will.
Wilfred Elf.
Yeah.
Okay, the dude from Boy Meets World. I thought that sounded like a Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Like, is it perfectly? Did he sound exactly like the guy? But no. But when I heard it and I saw the character, I'm like, this matches. Even hearing it the first time, I'm like, this matches what I think this character should sound like. So whenever I say that, without going into, hey, this is how old they are, their voice can change. I'm saying when I hear the voice, when I heard it in the trailer, I don't think this is Megatron.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Because also at the same time, it's not Megatron. It's D16.
But the voice doesn't match, like, even before it doesn't like fit who the character will end up becoming.
No, but I agree with Alan on this in that there's different. You're at a different point. Let's face it. When they get reformatted or what you want to call it, they change. So their voices are going to change, just like it did from Megatron to Galvatron.
Well, I assume possibly throughout the movie, like the more angry he gets at the Cybertronian government, the more his voice is going to change. Like the more rage he's going to feel.
Well,
so
affectations of voices is different. You still need to have the same person doing it for those plots. But if you're changing the character, you can change the voice actor from one to the other and drive the point that this person is changing.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just so anyone knows, there is a teaser, like a 30-minute leak teaser opening of it's actually Peter Cullen at the beginning of Transformers 1. Like where you know out in all Paramount movies, the star comes out and goes up like over the mountain or whatever.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a new version of this, and it's Peter Cullen's voice, and the stars are going through Cybertron, and it gets to like not a mountain, but like a landmark on Cybertron, and the stars go around it like it would in Paramount in the mountain.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I think that's another fake, like the ones with Rise of the Beast.
That sounds like fan
Oh.
made.
Never mind then. I'll shut
Dang
the fuck up.
I mean,
It's
I'd
like
be okay with that because it'd be more like of an acceptance of passing the torch. But
Mike, you
I
falling
don't
for
see him
that?
doing
I got some AI stuff I can show you, man.
Oh, I've seen your ass stuff, buddy.
So yeah, there's a better look at Arachnid.
not a fan.
Yeah, that's definitely Arachnid, not Black Arachnia.
Well, I get
Now,
it.
I wonder who's
I'm
gonna
still
voice
not a
her.
fan of that.
It'd be awesome if they got the same voice actress back.
Yeah, I like
Because
that.
I love her voice in Prime. It was like terrifying, but also sexy.
Yeah,
like-
yeah, she was hot. Her toy was garbage, but
Her toy was not.
From what, Transformer Prime?
Yeah, the deluxe one that had like
That was
the
trash.
pins like sticking off the arms.
No,
Well,
that was
so-
horrible.
So
There's
you've got this post up, and the first thing I want to say is I didn't care for the fact that all of a sudden G1 characters, people that we know, characters we know, all of a sudden have these new gimmicks like the battle mask, the blades that come out. That didn't come out until later. So
Yeah.
why would they have it at the beginning?
Wait till they get their mech tech weapons.
well, I
Yeah,
think because I think this is like a prequel to a completely new timeline. This is like its own universe.
Well, and that's what I think they're going to do. And am I a fan? Not really, but you know what? You can sell me on it.
So this is I'm kind of like, yeah. Oh my god, I hate my stuttering. So I am kind of in agreement that this does seem like this will be an introduction to a new, because we know that Hasbro wants to do a unified universe. So if Transformers 1 does end up being not just a telling of the story of how stuff got started, but if it is a introduction to a brand new universe, like
Yeah.
if that ends up being the case, I'm more welcome. Like I'll be a lot more open to it. But even then, but as a more generalized conception of this is how the war got started in general, I can still kind of flub a lot of details like that. Because
Well, and then the other thing is I look at this and I go, that's definitely Bumblebee. And
I do
know,
like
in the cartoon, did he have a face? Yes, he did. But the actual G1 cartoon had that mask.
You mean the toy?
The toy. I'm sorry, cartoon.
also
Sorry.
I think that's
Toy.
also a
The
I think
G1
that's
toy had that mask, so it was
Yeah.
kind of a blending together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
And
okay
then
with
getting
that
the
too.
And
stinger.
They're gonna
I
have
also-
where you can put a penny in his back too.
yeah.
Penny Racer.
Ew.
Or actually, hold on, wait. You can actually, we can actually take that as well, someone said stingers, so what if they start off as blades, but in the process of everybody getting messed up, he keeps the blades, but they lose their sharpness, and he can only sting people with it.
Or they could only fire like a bolt, like a burst of energy out of them.
Yeah, like at first, like when he gets them, like they're fully powered, he can slice things like a lightsaber, but after he gets rebuilt, they can deploy, but the most he can do is just stun people with them.
Yeah, my problem with that is even in the G1 cartoon, G1 comics, he never did. Never used that stuff.
We're way past the age of G1 comics, my dude. Every single
Easy.
Because every single Bumblebee outside from the live action movies has some kind of stinger. The animated version of it, RAD had it, Cyberverse had it. It's a new detail that's added. Accept it.
Did Prime have it?
Huh?
No, he just had blaster.
He had the
Yeah.
blade.
Okay.
He had an energon blade or whatever
Yeah.
you call it.
Even the
So-
live action movies had a blade.
Another cameo, although now were you saying that this is
There's
Springer? Is that Springer or is that
Well,
Moonracer
I can
or
blow it up, it looks more female.
Greenlight?
They're both
Yeah, that's
blue.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks
Green
like green light.
light.
Yeah,
that's
I was gonna say it looks like green light.
Yeah, okay. I saw it beginning. I was like, that's Springer right there.
Yo, is that Jazz?
It could be Jazz.
Wait,
No, not with the
No.
Mirage.
mutton chops there.
Yeah, maybe Mirage.
Mirage.
The song
Yeah,
looks
that-
like
okay, yeah.
Mirage to me.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it doesn't have the colors for Sunstreaker, and the ear's not high enough.
Yeah.
But I think
we-
Mirage.
Because we do have to keep in mind too that this is taking place before a lot of fighting starts. So, characters that we know that used to fighting or have some kind of special abilities, they could have just been John Doe the accountant before all the fighting started.
Oh, here we go. Here's some more. There's Skywarp.
Ooh, hold on, where's that photo at? Because I want to see the background of that one too.
It's about 2/3 through the trailer. Then better look at Orion so you can see.
Yo,
And then back to the we're doing it from space.
that
I think Chris Hemsworth. I'm after hearing it, I'm a little bit more comfortable with him being Orion Pax because it sounds like he doesn't have that English accent
well, not just
or
that, but
wherever
like,
he's from.
if you told me that Chris Hemsworth plays a very young Optimus Prime, and you show me these clips, I'm like, yeah, that's very believable. That is very believable.
Australia, by the way.
Oh, he is Australian. Okay, my bad.
I also have a slight bias towards Brian because I've been enjoying his past couple of movies. So just him be, huh?
I'm sorry, but wasn't he in on the
He was
damn
in Thor. That's what you're thinking.
no, Brian, the guy who's playing Megatron, he was in damn, what's the name of that show? It was on Hulu. It was like the FBI show. Is that the same guy?
Let's see. Hold on.
Or Class of something? It's Class of '97 or something like that.
Who?
Let's see. Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah. Tyree Henry. I know he was internal.
He's in Bullet Train.
Yeah, he was in Bullet
That's
Train.
Bullet Train. Then he is the same guy in that TV series on Hulu. Then.
Atlanta.
No, it was I gotta go through my Hulu and look real quick.
Room 104.
No, it was it's an FBI show. It was
Class of 09. Here it is.
Class of 09. That's it.
Mm-hmm. He was also Miles's dad in the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movies.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I love those movies.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to watch Across the Spider-Verse.
Worth.
The second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that either. I've watched like the first 10 minutes of it like 3 times.
It's on Netflix now.
Yeah. The only downside I can say about it does run like 2 hours and 30 minutes, but it does not feel like that at all.
Oh, the Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, the Across the Spider.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I saw that thing. I think
it's
3 times in theaters.
Yeah, it's one of those movies like Guardians 1, where if someone tells you it's over 2 hours and you watch it, you're like, nuh-uh. That movie goes by too fast for it to be over 2 hours long.
I can't wait for the third
Yeah,
one.
because you get so invested in it, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, movie's over. What?
So I guess are y'all gonna talk about this movie? I guess all of y'all are gonna go see this movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, I'll
Because
see it.
I'm just a big sucker for what additional lore they're going to drop on us too. Like why is it that the surface of Cybertron is dangerous? What did it make it like how are they trying to sell it to the Cybertronians of what is making it dangerous? / is it Quintessons making the Cybertronians, or as they're being activated, they're disabling or they're removing the T-cogs as they're being made? You know.
I gotta say I was pretty disappointed with the trailer. Part of that probably a lot being for over a year and be like I wanted watching the first like 3 minutes of the Bumblebee movie and being like that's the movie I want to watch. And then Dalton, and not just Dalton but other people, being like just wait, like it's coming, and so I overhyped myself and that's what I was expecting. And that and part of it being like, is this supposed to be a comedy or something? So
I've been telling my friends this when they saw the trailer, because I know a lot of people don't like the comedic elements of it. This movie's going to pull a Coco, where
I
all
don't know
the
what that means.
so
The Pixar movie.
the Pixar movie Coco,
No.
where on the surface it's very comedical. All the advertisements were going to make it look comical, but when you're actually going to go see it, that last third of the movie is going to be like, because we have to remind ourselves that this is a movie that is about a war being started. So eventually, at one point in this movie, it is going to take a turn for the dark. And we're not talking about like a soft turn. We're talking about like a hard right.
Maybe.
And the way I look at it is whenever you release your first trailer, like not like a little short, but like your first trailer, like that's supposed to be a banger, like to get everyone hyped for it. And it going just very heavy in the comedy element to it. I was like, okay, maybe this is just for younger kids, and whatever
Cartoony.
the newest
Yeah.
Transformer cartoon, like I'm fine. Like, hey, you want to come out with like the animated series? Like, I wasn't into that, but I know a lot of other people were. Prime, I absolutely loved it. They came out with the Bumblebee show, and then there's like I guess Earthspark is the newest one.
Yeah.
Like I'm like that's not directed towards me, so I don't have any feeling to it towards it any one way or the other. I'm just like whatever, it's not for me. So I'm not one of those people that think that just because I'm a Transformer fan, like every Transformer thing is made for me.
Yeah.
But I thought that this, kind of going back, like, hey, we're gonna get this Transformer one, try to bring everyone. It's something everyone can go see, but hey, this is out to old G1 guys. Is the way I kind of felt that it was going to be, and I don't feel like it's that way at all, just because of the way that they went about it.
Well, we have to take a much more broader spectrum to that. I want to take your point, and I'm going to expand it past even further. So a lot of the G1 fans now have kids, and those kids are probably into something a little bit more light, a little bit more bubbly. And we're still dealing with like almost 2 decades. Is it almost 2 decades? Oh, I mean, almost. And in 3 years, it would be 2 decades of live action movies of nothing being tough and gritty and dark and
I
all
don't think
that.
those were. I think those
Well, I
were
mean, like,
comedies, but
I'm talking about from a
Especially the
general.
second and fifth one.
Well, I'm talking about from a general perspective. When they mentally see these movies, they're seeing a darker tone of a movie. I'm mostly talking about like physically darker tone. Like all the darker grays, you can't really see things, stuff like that. So when you're presenting your first animated movie in 40 years, you want a tonal shift because a lot of people a lot of the general audience in a broad spectrum is getting tired of that same tone. So having a Transformers movie would being the complete opposite might be the refresher that the general audience need to make these movies even more profitable again. Because as much as people liked the Rise of the Beasts, it still flopped in theaters.
see, I didn't like Rise of the Beast, but like I'm not a fan of any of the live action movies. But it's that going for trying to get the general audience. Like I wouldn't even mind if they came out with uh something smaller and not have all these big names and stuff, to where it's a little bit lower budget, to where they don't need to make as much profit, because like the profit margin could still be there because you don't need as many people to go see it, and a little bit safer to where your cost is lower, and make something for like fans that like have consumed this product for 40 years. Because to be honest, the kids that that they're trying to reach to, those kids ain't going out there and buying $30-$40 figures left and right.
No,
That's the adults.
but at the same time, those kids will recognize Scarlett Johansson's name. They'll still recognize Chris Hemsworth's name.
Right.
If you give me, I'm just going to throw out generic names. If you give me Bob Smith, who's been Optimus in like 4 different things, or John Doe, who's been who's only been in he was Professor Dingleberry in this cartoon for 5 years. You know what the kid's gonna go do? They're gonna shrug it and go, I never heard of that name before. because if you also recognize Brian, Chris, and Scarlett are also Marvel actors. Lawrence Fishburne was in a Marvel movie. This was even though yes, it would be nice to give actual voice actors more of a shot, but at the same time, Brian's shown that he can voice act. Scarlett can show she can voice act. Chris, he can hit and miss. But at the same time, this is a marketing ploy in total to get the more broader audience. Because as much as I want to back like voice actors who do nothing but voice act as a profession, I cannot deny the fact that names do bring in seats. Names will bring in butts and seats, and that's what this whole thing is to do, is to try to revitalize the whole movie scene into the more broader spectrum again.
I can tell you when I was a kid, and even today, I don't know hardly any of the voice actors that did any of the work. I even had to ask you what the Bumblebee guy's name is. Like I don't pay that. That is not a draw. I don't think like.
As much as this is going to sting, that's one of the only reasons why they brought back Peter Cullen to voice in the live action movie. Is because all they had to drop was, oh yeah, we brought back the G1 voice actor, and that brought in butts and seats.
Yeah.
See, they could bring anyone. Like I said, Astro Train from G1. I have no idea who voiced him. I couldn't tell you anything else they've done, but the name fit with the character. Like some of them that they've done, they didn't fit. But like again, I don't. It could have been someone first year or first time voice acting, a no name, as long as they sound like what you think that character would sound like. I think that would be cool.
Like the recent I'm not going to call it news because it has yet to be confirmed by Paramount or the actual movie itself, but like look how the internet responded to just the soft news of Keanu Reeves being announced as Shadow the Hedgehog. The internet exploded in such a positive fashion. But yet leading up to that, the OG voice actor showed pictures on his Instagram that he's back in the voice box. So it became a giant rumor of, is it the OG voice actor or him? But yet the internet seemed more receptive to Keanu Reeves.
Well, and then people thinking Hayden Christensen would be voicing him too.
That too. But yet at the same time, those are bigger names than the OG voice actor is.
I mean, even going back to the Star Wars: The Clone Wars animated series, that wasn't Hayden Christensen that voiced Anakin, and I didn't miss a beat, right? It's like I had no idea that wasn't Hayden. I didn't care if it was or it wasn't, but the guy that did his voice acting sounded like Anakin, so I was okay with it. So I just think that some of that stuff is like wasted money, but that's beside the point. I'm just like,
well,
I was expecting a certain type of movie. When I watched the trailer, I don't think that that's what I'm going to be getting. So like, it's something that I'm like, I don't really have any interest in it.
Then let's ask the question: what specifically were you hoping for when this trailer came out?
Like the first 2 minutes of Bumblebee, like a lot of people, including myself, were wanting. Like I still want that.
I want
like an hour and a half movie of that.
You can make those War for Cybertron games and just make that a movie, and elaborate on that. Like that, that would have been awesome.
So. It would be. I could see that being like a kind of like what the Batman or DC has been doing for their movies, like the home release movies. Like do something like that for home release for the hardcore fans. So put it in theater for a limited time.
Yeah. So let me ask a follow-up question. What if this was the first of a trilogy, and that's what they're going to lead up to? How would you feel?
It'd have to depend on the tone, like the actual tone of the movie, not just the trailer.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, like I'm not someone that is into comedies at all. Like I don't. And I've seen the way that they've done the live action to where it's very comedy driven and stuff like that, very human driven, even though this won't be human driven. So that's a plus. But, the comedy side. I guess I'm wanting more of like the old style of Transformers, where it was a little bit darker. I'm not saying completely dark or anything.
Oh, so I have to ask. Define dark. Define the older era. You have to be more
Just more
specific.
serious, grounded.
I would say like a hard PG-13, like.
So like
There's other like, and I mean it can be done, like even the same thing with, like they said, the superhero movies, they'll never do good if they're rated R. Deadpool proved that wrong. It's out there if you wanted to do it. Was it rated R? I don't
Yeah.
remember, but
Logan.
that's a hard R.
yeah. So I mean, you know, that's something that beforehand they were like, dude, superhero movies, they won't sell at R because you're not going to get that kid audience. To where the same thing that uh the people that are our age, I think that they would go out, whether they don't have to take the entire family, but they would go out and go see this movie, like if it was a darker version of Transformers, something that we've never seen. Like the 86 animated movie was even something like that, to where that was PG, but like, there was even a little bit of swearing in it as well. There was, Transformers dying and stuff like that. Part of that to do with Hasbro wanting to make their own characters and stuff. But
Well, to go on the commentary to go on to expand on what the commentary said about the OG G1 movie, swearing was put into it, so it had to get a PG rating.
Correct.
They said that if it wasn't for the two cuss words that they dropped, they would have passed off as a G. But
Right.
also B, this was also during an era in the 80s when you could literally release a rated R almost kid film, and the MPEAA would go, "Oh, it's animated and it's a Transformers movie." G. They wouldn't even watch the movie. They would have to force stuff in there for the MPEAA to watch it and be like, "Hey, we know how gruesome this movie is. You guys have to rate this movie." But then at the same time, to touch on another subject, the only reason why, not the only reason why, one of the reasons why Deadpool was successful is because people know about him, and it is at the heart of it still a comedy. That's why it worked. Now we're talking about if you're talking about like R rating, as in like dead serious, I'm gonna gut this criminal, type of R, that
I'm
might
talking
not
about
work.
like a hard PG-13. I like the G1 Japanese series a lot.
Or
Not so much the Victory, where the comedian. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the comedy part of it, even though I know that it needs to be sprinkled in there a little bit. But it just seemed like the trailer was very heavy on it. I wasn't expecting that, and those other, a couple other things that I didn't like, but enough for me to be like, okay, this is not a movie for me.
But that's why I'm asking everybody who's saying that, right? I'm asking them, please just reserve your reservations until the movie comes out, or at least until another trailer does. Because what if trailer 2 comes out and it is the trailer that you're hoping for? It is showing the more serious and darker tone of the movie.
I mean, there's still going to be some other things in there that I didn't like, but
there were things in there I didn't like either. So I get it. But yeah, you always read.
It's one of those things where like I have a certain level of like kind of just, I don't know what you would call it, like a standard where like I expect at least this, like if
expectations.
Yeah, like if I put in an order to go for my food, I expect it to be correct, which majority of the time it's not, and I got to check it there. It's just
all right.
Just like little simple things, like I just bought a cat tower, for my cats. I hope all the screws that are supposed to be there are there. Just it's like a minimum, that I expect, but to where if something is not like where this movie, to where I'm like, this isn't really meeting my expectation, then I don't have a problem. Like just like with the other Transformer cartoon series, where I'm like, I don't think this is something I would be interested in. I don't even watch one episode. I'm like,
Yeah.
It's like I have certain medias and stuff that I like, so like to miss out on it, it doesn't matter to me.
Because
So.
like I
Yeah,
can,
see,
I can,
I
I can
don't
kind
feel
of.
like I have to consume every single thing. Like I know there are some fans that are like, it's Transformers, or if it's Marvel, they're like, I got to see every single one. Like I got my buddy at work that he loves Marvel movies. He's all like, have you seen this and this and Phase whatever? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
yeah, I think that's where I fall in line of devil's advocate, because yes, I fully understand what you mean. I would love more than anything to have a more serious, grounded tone, like what we got for the first couple minutes of the Bumblebee movie. I would love that more than anything right now. But at
I'm
the
just
same
saying, like
time,
multiple people told me, like, just wait. So over a year,
well, see,
over a
that's what
year,
I was
I had
expecting too.
a certain expectation. I'm not saying you're the only one, Dalton. I'm just like multiple people said, just wait.
Yeah,
So for over a year, I had this certain expectation, and then
So
we hit way below that,
so
well,
what? So we also have to remember that how long was that scene in Bumblebee
like 3 minutes.
of a fight scene? How much dialogue was in that scene?
It was more the style and stuff like that I
it's
like.
just they had the animation styles. What?
No, because like to again, let's break that scene down. All it was a glorified fight scene. Oh no, Optimus Prime's on the way. Oh, Stent, we have to hold them back. Quick, we have to get off of Cybertron. And that's it. Like, what? Okay, so we want the art style of that first 10 minutes. What would the movie be about? Pitch it to me. Yeah, pitch the whole movie to me of what exactly would let's softball it for an hour and 50 minutes of what that movie would be about.
You want to talk for an hour and 50 minutes? Like
No, I mean like no,
these
a
writers, they
synopsis.
get it longer than a couple
No.
minutes to pitch a full movie.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to give me a softball pitch of an hour and 50 minute of that one scene. How would you expand that scene?
I'm talking a little bit more on that with the art direction. This one being a little bit more cartoony, going back to, some of these other cartoony series that are out there. Like that plays into it. And then we're thinking that, hey, we're going to get something a little bit more darker. We're going to get,
Well, I mean, you already had the darker tone with the art style and that with that as well. So I mean, like, how would you make it even darker?
Well, I mean, like I understand what you're saying, Hex. Like similar general synopsis of this. T-Cogs, getting transformation, start of the war. Lower down the comedy a bit. Bring up the animation to what we've seen with the Bumblebee movie.
But so my overall,
like that's why I'm trying to play devil's advocate here and try to see both sides. And
well, I'm not trying to negate anybody's opinion about the trailer whatsoever. What I'm trying to say, what the one thing I've been trying to pitch this whole entire podcast was, everybody's already trying to review the whole movie on a 3-minute trailer. You're reviewing a comedic trailer, but what happens? But I'm trying to say the other side of what happens if this movie comes out and it is the darker stuff that you want.
but it's still the same art style, and it still has same voice actors and stuff. Like I said, there's a few different things that like I didn't like about it. The whole thing is, if I'm not completely sold on something, then it's like I don't have to spend my money there.
Yeah. I mean, that's understandable, and I'm trying to give you the reasons why the decisions they made. They hired the Marvel actors because their names get put butts in seats. That's what they're there for.
They have in the last few movies, but
say what?
Well, I mean, like I said, like the Marvel movies really haven't put the butts in the seats in the last few movies, but
yet
they haven't.
But yet, Ant-Man: The Quantumania still made more than Rise of the Beast did. As quote unquote bad that movie was, it still made more than Rise of the Beasts. We're trying to salvage a Transformers movie legacy here. So if them going for the Marvel actors, I don't blame them whatsoever. Because as much as a movie fan as I am in general, not just Transformers, I have to admit the fact that if they want to make this movie make some serious bank, like Dark of the Moon did, before the MCU really kicked off, they're going to have to make some concessions.
So, what if it doesn't make serious bank?
Then Hasbro made
Then
then it didn't make bank. Then we might
then
not
either
see.
they either learn from that and
Do they kind of go in more of a direction what I was thinking, or do they say, or do
Well, that's
they still go like, hey, no, this it's gonna work. Let's come out with part 2 and expand on the story. You know.
well the thing is that they would have to look at the reviews at the time, because right now we're just looking at big first knee-jerk reactions to the trailer. So we
now
also have to look at we also have to keep in mind of the rules of the movie industry in general, of like what would the studio, how would they intervene? Because maybe that was a mandate from the studio, like, hey, you can make this movie, but you have to put Marvel actors in it, or you have to do this. Like, how many times have we seen? How many times?
Yeah, I'm not saying that didn't happen, because like stuff like that happens all the time. But I'm saying that I don't have to agree with it and give them my money,
yeah.
for it. Like at certain point, you got to look at like, well, this is failing, this fell, before you're like, let's try this other direction, um, because I look at all the Transformer movies and like they never. Every time I watch a Transformer movie, other than the '86 one, I've never watched it and been like, this was made solely for the real Transformer fans, versus this was to put the butts in the seats. This is to market to people that are just like wanting to see a big movie, summer movie explosion, and
So
stuff like that. So your typical like Michael Bay,
yeah.
stuff.
So to share a story, I don't think I even shared this with Dalton yet, but in November, December, I actually got to meet a new local Transformer fan. I live in Louisiana. We are rare. But he's young. He's only 19. He was in my store. I work at Target. He was in my store looking for a leader class Scourge. And me and him got to talking. He was a kid who grew up on the Michael Bay movies, but his love for Transformers did not spark until he started watching Prime. And we have to take in consideration when someone says like a real Transformers movie, are you including that generation that love that aesthetic? Because that is a valid Transformers fan.
Oh yeah, they're all Transformers fan. I'm just saying that I've never seen a movie where you could watch it and say this is obviously more dedicated to like Transformer fans versus the like this
Just
is
like
a
more
little bit more
standard.
action, this is a little more comedy. We got our big name actors in there. We got a little TNA in there, for the the teenage boys and stuff.
For the dads.
Yeah, I guess for the dads or whatever. Uh, it has always seemed like there is a little bit more on that side, or hey, let's make it big and action, and stuff like that. And like, I mean, you can point like we can just Devastator's balls, like just random stuff that's thrown in there all the time, like whatever that was, it a Pepsi or a beer or something like that. It popped
Yeah, and
out and
Yeah.
it just took it, just little stuff. And I know some of that is advertisement that's like that helped fund the movie, but like it's just all overboard, and you bring the little ice cream truck guys in there and they got their little fighting back and forth, and like a lot of it's just unnecessary, to where it seems that the Transformer movies have always been like, let's sell to, we have this group that is coming to see an action movie. They're coming to see these actors. They're coming to see the TNA. They're coming to see a little comedy. So like this is big ball of like, hey, we can get this little group. We can get this group, this group, this group, and then here's like this group over here, Transformer fans. Will you also put them in this group? But like, there's still like just hardcore Transformer fans, that watched tons of series, or even like the old school comics, or part of the IDW comics. I know Dalton and Dakota, they were big into those and stuff like that. Introduced them to a lot of new characters. I never read those, but from what y'all tell me, who's it, Furman or John Roberts or something that like had
James
a great
Roberts,
run.
yeah.
They had a great run that you guys really enjoyed. Hey, what's up, Kelly?
But
So I'm just saying, like, there's different stuff out like that like you could tell different stories. There's tons of stories in Transformers that you could tell, but I'm just saying it always felt like it was more catered and like trying to pull this bigger group,
of
that had
casuals.
I guess you could say casuals, because I remember going to Transformer movie when they first came out, and like I remember like just about everyone in there, it was just like I have no idea what a Transformer is, but I heard this is supposed to be like a big action movie.
Yeah.
So
Well, think probably ought to start wrapping it up, but I can understand both, all the arguments about it. I'm excited for it either way. Like, say cope all you want, I don't care. I'm excited. It's a new Transformers movie. It's a different tone than what we've been getting. I'm excited. Yeah, am I disappointed it's not something more along the lines of the beginning of the Bumblebee movie? Yeah. But at the same time, I'm willing to see, what happens. I'm more eager to see if the second trailer brings in more of the serious tone.
Yeah.
So
I hope it does, because like I said,
yeah.
I'm not rooting against it. I'm just saying that
Yeah,
it didn't meet up to my expectations, and that's something, stuff that doesn't meet my
Yeah.
expectations. I don't give my
Trust me,
money to. So
I've seen people like hardcore rooting against it, and dude, missing expectations is one thing. Actively like despising its very existence is totally different. But that aside,
it's
it's
like I told, so go ahead. I was gonna
I was just going to say really quickly there. For me, for me, I'm excited that the general audiences or the people who are like super casual fans who don't know the lore at all, this is their chance to see how it got started. And I usually kind of generalize it like this: like if my mom's excited to see it, that is usually a good sign, because my mom is like the definition of a general moviegoer, and my mom is actually genuinely excited to go see it. So that brings high hopes for me.
So this is, I'll end with this. This is exactly what I told Rick and you guys in our chat group. I was like, it's just like my Cowboys. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. I love the team. I've watched every single game since I was born in '82, so probably about 84, 85, or even before then. I'm always sitting on my dad and mom's lap watching the game. So I've never missed a game my entire life. And I cheer for him. I want the best for him. I want a Super Bowl. But I know that I'm going to watch the draft, and I'm going to look up all these players we draft, and I'm going to follow it. I'm going to watch all the sports shows and get any little bit of information, watch all the press conferences done by the Dallas Cowboys, watch all the preseason, watch every game of the season, and we're going to get to the playoffs, and we're going to choke, and I'm going to cuss this team because they didn't meet my expectations. And we were told, like, hey, we're all in this year, when I know that we're not doing stuff to make it all in. Like, I shouldn't have those expectations, and I know that I'm going to be disappointed, so
As a Dolphins fan, I can relate.
so I mean, it's that thing. It's like, I'm not rooting against them. I want them to do good, but I know they're not. That's why hey, if you like, if Cowboys playoff tickets like went on sale for like super cheap, like I wouldn't buy them, because I'm like, it's a waste of time.
right.
Why pay season tickets to watch for free at home?
Yeah,
I think that's
TV product's so much better. So
I think that's a good place to call it. So, glad for you guys joining. Glad for those, who are watching to come and join in the chat. Thanks for stopping by, Alex, in the chat.
Got your video form people.
Oh yeah, video form people. Come check it out. Let us know. Give me your opinions too, and take a look and respond as best I can.
I mean, yeah, you guys.
I thought is maybe we should just go around and say, based on the trailer alone, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Okay. Alan?
Thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm a thumbs up. I see the potential.
I really do. I wrote a list of all the downs and ups, and there's more ups and downs. So I gotta say, I'll give it a thumbs up. I think it's got potential.
It's got legs.
I just think that with all the pluses, yeah, I mean, and we're talking about someone that since 07 with all the Bayverse crap, I've hated the movies. I've hated the iterations that we've gotten, but this one I'm kind of like, yeah. Do I really want to go to the movies and see a cartoon? I'm sorry, that's how I look at it. Not really, but this one really has potential.
So imagine that. Imagine you going to see this movie, and we get to see the birth of Megatron and birth of Optimus Prime, and we get to see it for the first time on a big screen.
It's done the way I like it, and I know it's the way I like it. I get that. Yeah, I'll be okay with it. If it's done wrong, I'm gonna blast it. Like everyone else will. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I get it.
I'm honestly going in with like medium level expectations. If it doesn't beat, that, I mean, it's only like.
Well, ultimately remember, any movie is just entertainment. That's all it is. Okay, if you go to a movie, and I can think of several where they put it under a brand, and you're like, it's a good movie, but it didn't line up with that brand. I still enjoyed myself. Ultimately, it was worth it.
Yeah.
If you go with it, they're definitively saying this has to be a Transformer G1, blah, 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 blah. You might be disappointed. And I get that. But my hopes are that, for what is an hour and a half, hour 45, maybe 2 hours, I just want to be entertained. That's it.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, that's it for me. I want to go have a good time.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I got that with Rise of the Beast and Bumblebee. I did not get that with Age of Extinction and last night at all. I was almost to the point of where Dakota was, where I was going to pass out in the last night.
I can tell you that since 07, I haven't watched any movie in the theater.
Wow.
I can at least add on to like my mom didn't even like the last night as well. So it's like, yeah,
it was like anyone really liked it.
No, it's like we like my whole family grew up on bad blockbuster B movies, so we're tough to deny. For us to say a movie is bad, it's like, ooh, if they're saying like we're that family. Like if we say a movie's bad, it's got to be bad.
Last night is almost Asylum bootleg movie bad.
Well, now, Alan, let me say something to you. So, I'm a big zombie movie person. I will watch every one of them, all the way down to where they have B, C, D, whatever. I'm at the F level. I'll watch them all, and say, "Yep, I watched it. Did I enjoy it? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but I'll watch them. I'll watch all of them." So I get that, I'm going to watch it all and be done. But ultimately, was I entertained, even with the stupidest ones?
Dude, you're lucky you're not a vampire film.
No, I don't do vampires. They're stupid.
Yeah, because then you would have watched Blood Rain movies and been like, I'm out of this.
Oh yeah.
Well, but I'll look at it, and I'll look at it from a different perspective and go, that was funny, that was stupid, and there's some entertainment there. So with Transformers 1, if I'm entertained, okay, I'm all right with it. Is it what I would consider lore or my Transformers? May or may not. It's not going to make me upset that I watched it, or keep other people from watching it. No, because everyone's tastes are different.
Well, and at the same time, like no one here said they were against the movie. Like,
no,
it's just maybe not for, you know.
Well, some people come
those
in with
two.
different expectations and everything, and that's what happens.
I don't
Like-
cheer against the movies before they come out, but if I didn't go and I didn't give them my money, and then I find out that it didn't do well, I don't mind dancing on the grave a little bit. You know,
Oh,
kind
no,
of
Right.
don't get me
Rise of
wrong.
Beast, like Rise of Beast, where I like before that. Dalton knows why I think that movie didn't do well, and it's because of the Beast Wars stuff, and you know.
You keep
I
telling
don't-
yourself that.
You know, and it was like, no, this is gonna be good because Beast War fans, you know,
I enjoyed it. I don't
we get
care.
hyped, you know, and then it's like, hey, you know, it didn't do well, you know. So my thing is like, I'll dance on that grave, like what I tell y'all, you know.
I mean, I
So-
gotta defend it a little bit because, like, I had friends who never watched. They had no interest in watching any of the live action Transformers movies. But the second the Beast Wars characters were introduced, they went and saw it.
Good, absolutely. So one thing I wanted to say, and it's kind of funny. I said, you know, I'll watch a movie, I've been entertained, whatever. There was one movie that I can think of that I was like, I want my hour and 45 minutes back.
Star Wars Episode 9.
Nope.
Oh, but that was longer.
It was called Punch Drunk Love.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's the absolute worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Adam Sandler.
I'm
and I
actually
was really
really-
on a hype with Adam Sandler at the time, so we got to go see it. And I was like, I wasn't disappointed. I was pissed off. I was like, why would you make such a piece of crap?
I'm actually there with you because, like, one of the few movies I almost walked out on was Funny People.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't
Because
see that
all
in theaters.
because all the advertisements were making it look like a comedy, and I walk in, it's like, I'm watching an Adam Sandler movie where the funniest person in this movie is fucking Eminem.
No.
What the hell?
Yeah, Eminem has a cameo in Funny People, and he's the funniest person in the whole movie.
Yeah.
In a movie called Funny People with Adam Sandler and Seth Rogen.
What?
Well,
What
see,
are they-
there's not meeting expectations at all, and there's blatant false advertising.
Like that.
Well,
Yeah.
you gotta remember the funniest part of the Adam Sandler movies is they always have him paired up with like some smoke show where she's like some supermodel and like she's all attracted to Adam Sandler. Like that
Was it
those are
like
the
a
funniest-
Just Go With It, where it's Jennifer Aniston?
like well all these movies
somewhat,
where
yeah.
like they're always like there's no way in real life that someone that looks like Adam Sandler would be able to pull someone that looks
Well,
like
it's
that.
not even that.
This goes back to
Punch
Billy
Drunk
Madison,
Love-
man. Just
Punch Drunk Love, the whole premise of the show was just stupid. The whole thing was just
Let's
it was horrible.
Yeah,
And there's no way of saving it. You could
Oh,
not
yeah.
save that movie.
But going back to, I'm not going to give a franchise money just because they're like, we made this thing. Like Star Wars
Right.
is just driving it or Disney's driving Star Wars into the ground. Where big Star Wars fan, don't know if you could tell, but it's like
don't say.
with these last movies and like all these series that are coming out with, like it's like I'm not interested in them because they're crap. You know, like Rogue
you're
One.
right.
Rogue One is the only one that has come out where I'm like, that is fantastic.
Yes.
You know,
Now playing on that, you're correct. I did the opposite because I was playing on Adam Sandler. I like him. So I went and watched this movie and I was totally let down. And I did it based upon of him, just like a franchise. So you're right. Just because it's a franchise doesn't mean, you know, it's going to be a hit. You're going to like it.
I mean,
Resident,
Disney with
whatever.
Star Wars has kind of made me this way to where maybe if they wouldn't have done the way they, you know, how
Disney-
they did with Star Wars, then maybe I would still be, I don't know, what do you call it, a little bit more optimistic, you know, with this Transformer One and be like, you know,
Yeah,
let's get
cautiously
another more
optimistic.
shot. But I've seen like just companies like Disney like destroy Star Wars, a franchise that I love, to where I'm just like, if it doesn't meet this certain expectation, that I'm just like, I don't care.
Well,
I'm not going to get emotionally involved in it.
You're at that phase where you've been burned and you're reserved.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah.
And see, this is where I'm kind of like, I'm a very casual Star Wars fan. I watch the movies and I occasionally watch the TV shows, and that's it. So like what was the last one? Episode 9, right?
Yeah.
Like it had,
Unfortunately.
oh, do I admit
That's
that
not
it
even
had,
the worst one.
Yeah.
Episode
Well,
8
You're
was
like,
the
right.
worst one.
well, I mean, like,
You're right.
well, hold on. Well, like, can I admit that it had some really cool visual scenes? Yes. There were some scenes that were visually really good looking, but that's where my compliments end. Like,
Well,
Pretty much,
also
yeah.
also remember that even for something like Star Wars, you're talking about something that they've improved upon,
in certain ways,
cinematically and this, that, and the other. But the storyline,
stupid.
not so much.
Like I can accept like I can accept some stupid bullshit in my life, right? But even I'm watching this like, really, Palpatine, like the Palpatine clone might have been cool if they were building up to it, like they were giving clues throughout all 3 movies. But just to drop it in our lap, like, oh, she was a clone the whole time, and like that's last night level writing bullshit right there, man. And even the flipping, like, what was it, the light speed jumping, right? You broke your own rules. They said in flipping, what was it, like episode 6 or episode 5, they cannot light speed jump without coordinates, or they could be in the middle of a sun. And all of a sudden, this dude can just immediately just start half jumping and just be like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. When did you establish that you can do this?
So that gets chalked up to lazy writing.
It's all lazy.
Well, that and
like adding
we're gonna
the
do
stuff
it.
like the drinking the
How are we
green
going to
milk.
say it? We say it is, and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
or along the lines of like recent Marvel stuff, a lot of those showrunners haven't even read the material that they're directing for, or that they're writing for.
Oh my god! Like, what
I
is
don't
it?
know
Like,
if that was proven or not.
like
It was proven.
Yeah,
it's
there's
been
even
proven.
been some actors that have even come out and said that they've never read a single comic or anything. They are just
to be
they're
fair,
just told this is the way that you're supposed to do this character, and
Well,
here's your
hang
lines.
on. I get that, because also some actors, they say they want to go in fresh and give their perspective, and I get that. But I mean, also they don't understand that there's people in the seats that expect a certain,
Didn't John
continuum.
Berthal say that like he went and read all these Punisher comics and stuff so that he could feel like he was the Punisher? Nicholas, I know that he studied the Joker to where
Right.
he told Heath Ledger like this, if you do it the way I did, it'll change you.
Sure.
And he did it anyway, and so that he could become the Joker. And I mean that led to part of his end, So
same thing happened with oh god, the guy who plays Wolverine, Hugh Jackman.
Oh, Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, never read a comic in his life until he got casted as Wolverine. But now he's basically he is Wolverine, and he's read all the comics up to now. So
Right. But also look at Ryan Reynolds, who knew the character, researched all the character before he even tried to get this done.
Yeah.
I don't say I'm not saying that they have to do it. He
does that. He adheres to the character.
See, what I'm talking about is not the actors, but like
the
directors of the show or the writers of the show.
Right. It is the director that dictates what you do. I get that. But if you have an actor that is hearted in the character, I really think it shows on scene.
Also, sometimes whenever they write the lines, or hey, the scene's supposed to go this way, if they know the character really well, they even sometimes ad lib some stuff, and they're like, you know what, let's go with that.
You're right.
And
Jack Nicholson did that.
Indiana Jones, like the whole the guy pulls out his sword and does this stuff. They couldn't get the scene right. He goes, "What if I just pulled out my gun and shot him?" And they were like, "Let's just go with that."
It's funny you should say that, because you know that he was sick.
Oh, that's right. Because wasn't it like take 30?
Well, no. So Harrison Ford was sick. Everyone got like a bad food or something, and he was really sick. And he just went into the scene. He said, "I'm just going to shoot him," and they went,
"Okay."
Yeah, so not exactly a thing with knowing the character, even though like it's not a whole knowing the character, on that, but if you did, then you would be able to ad lib,
Sure.
more. These are just some situations that we hear about. Some of the ones that do know their character well, and I'm not saying know it beforehand, but once you find out, hey, this is the part that I'm trying to get, like maybe you stop by a comic store or wherever and just do a little bit of research to like, hey, are there certain things that he says, like mannerisms and stuff like that you can pick up on to even help you get the part. And
Well,
if it comes up to filming, like, hey, I think he would do it this way. All right, let's try it that way.
sure.
Like you were mentioning things that were like little nuggets that you saw in this trailer with calling Megatron like D19 or whatever.
Right.
Like if they went it completely blind, they just missed opportunity.
Sure. So one of the things I was thinking about was Harrison Ford, even when he was getting ready in Star Wars to go into the carbonite chamber, this, that, and the other. It's well known when he said, "I know." That's not the script that they said, but he was definitively saying that's not what Han Solo would say.
Well, or even like with Mark Hamill, like there was like some sort of dialogue that he was saying to
he was supposed
Obi-Wan, and then he's like, "Nah, I there's no way I could memorize that, George."
Well, he was more along the lines that there's no way that
or
Han would say that.
People, no one talks like this. Yeah.
So he just said, "I know," and it became an iconic phrase, and people knew it and everything, but it wasn't scripted.
I thought it was the funniest part in the film. Like that stuff like that, I find funny.
Absolutely, and also, I mean, in movies, and they do it a lot, but it seems like the more unscripted stuff that just comes out is better.
But
Dalton's been trying to get off here for 30 minutes.
I know.
We've gotten over 3 hours at this point. I'm getting hungry. My phone's almost dead.
To be fair,
good night, everybody.
It's like to be fair, one of my guilty pleasures is flipping "Don't Mess with Us, Zohan."
I actually like that movie.
Yeah, it's like it's so stupid, but I watch it like it's a live action cartoon. Like
bubbly.
My funny movies. I like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Rock and Roller, a bunch of the Guy Ritchie movies.
Yeah,
I've been like Rock. Two Smoking Barrels has always been on my watch list.
Oh, it's great. With Brad Pitt, the Pockies, they can't understand anything that they're saying. they get into negotiations with them.
Have you seen Bullet Train?
Yeah, I've seen it once.
It was okay.
Okay.
Have you seen Money Train? Like train movies.
Dalton, have you seen Bullet Train?
I have not.
It's worth a watch. It's worth at least watching once.
Yeah.
It has some decent dialogue, and some of the fight scenes are really clever because they're on a bullet train. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Dude, if you want to watch some awesome movies, maybe also this is why I'm so spoiled with movies. I watch so many Korean movies, and they are so freaking good. So,
what was whoa, Hex? What was the name of the zombie on a train?
Oh, Train to Busan.
Yeah.
What was it called?
And then they Train to Busan.
Yes.
And they even came out with like kind of a part 2, even though it's different people.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be kind of a continuation of that story as well. So that came out, I think, last year.
So if you're a zombie head like me, you have to watch this. They were good.
Have you seen Alive?
Yes.
Or hashtag Alive, yeah.
Yes.
So like, dude, if you like it's not really superhero, but The Witch. There's 2 parts to it: Subversion and The Witch Part 2. Dude, I love them. I got them on Blu-ray.
What was that? What was that Korean movie? Is it Korean or it's from Asia? but it's about these kids who were filming a zombie apocalypse movie, but then the zombie apocalypse actually happens.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, like that
And
was
they
like
hold up in like a school or a
I think it was a warehouse at first, and they got to the
warehouse.
school.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that not the hashtag alive? 'Cause they're in a school.
Let me double check.
It might be. They've done so many, and
Yeah, they kind of bleed together after a certain point.
well, the problem is that I'll watch the worst ones just to watch them. I mean, I've seen.
Dude, you
I
can
mean, I've
go.
seen some bad ones.
Dude, I can name so many Korean movies that you guys seen. Though there's the two witch movies. Uh, let's see, The Vanished is good. The Call's good.
Saw the
You got
Vanish.
the yeah. Let's see, you have the Vengeance series. The first one, I don't think is that great. It's No Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. The second one in the Vengeance series is Old Boy, not the one with Josh
Yeah.
Brolin that got remade, the original Korean movie.
Right.
And then the third one is Mrs. Vengeance. Have you seen that one,
No, I haven't seen any of those series.
dude?
So-
All right. I hate to break up the party, but we do need to start wrapping up.
Montage.
Okay.
Montage is great.
Oh, just really quick. Hashtag live is a Korean video game live streamer struggles to survive the zombie apocalypse while he stays in his apartment alone.
I saw that.
Oh, alive. Okay.
Hang on, real quick. We can do this off topic because we gotta shut it. But everyone, just sign off and we can talk afterwards.
Well, I gotta
Well,
go too.
I gotta bounce like after we're done
Yeah,
with this.
I think we all have to bounce after this. So
Whichever.
yeah,
So
don't.
the-
That's okay.
Go.
We'll stay connected, I think, won't we? Even
Yeah.
if you leave.
Alan, go.
Sign off.
Okay, all right, next. Okay, I guess we're ending it. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were wanting to go